I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I've been feeling kind of off for a while.
Mm.
But it's kind of on and off, so I don't know exactly what's going on. It's not COVID, I
God,
checked that.
God, Karen, you gave him your cold over
That's kind of
Discord.
what I was asking is, oh my gosh, I was sick
I,
last week.
I gave you
No,
my cold over Discord. No.
I don't think that's how disease works.
Well, depends on your conspiracy theorist who believes that COVID's all because of a 5G chip.
All right, well,
Maybe it's maybe it's more of like a sympathetic thing,
Mm,
like you're sick because I was sick.
I guess it's possible.
DM's accused of sympathy.
Or maybe
That's
you just picked it up from someone else in your general physical vicinity.
Yeah, that's most likely the case, though. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have to get to the doctor and see.
yeah.
You
I
feel
don't think
better?
that can be the case though, because that's how
But
actual illnesses work.
I am definitely feeling better this morning. I was feeling really weird last night. I woke up feeling kind of weird, and then, like, this morning, I felt a little bit better. I wonder if I'm not drinking enough. Like, enough water.
I was gonna go booze.
That's definitely something that could make you feel weird.
Yeah, I've been, because I noticed this morning after I had some soup and some, like, water, I felt a lot better. So that
Well,
could be something to do with
eight
it.
cup. What is it? 8 cups a day?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, when you feel thirsty, drink. But
But that's the thing,
No,
like,
that
I never feel
about it.
thirsty.
that's yeah, because not everybody gets those responses. So,
Yeah, I know that's been a
or
problem in
you
the
could
past.
set a timer. You could set a timer.
Because, yeah, like, I don't know,
I used to
or go ahead.
I used to have this app where you could input how much water you drink in a day, and it would water plants, and you could like collect these plants,
So you're, like, watering
and it was a lot
yourself
of
to
fun.
water plants.
Yeah, your little virtual plants.
Nice. Alright, who we missing from roll 20?
It's only been 2 minutes.
I think we're actually missing,
I'm
who is it?
coming.
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Karen slash
Trisha.
Jessica? Trisha slash
Ooh,
Brad.
Jan
Jessica,
slash
that's a good one.
Brad slash Jad. All the names.
Woman of many
Patricia!
faces.
Trisha. Patty.
Abby. Yeah.
Patty?
Oh, Pat. They said Patty. Now I'm thinking Peggy. I'm
Peggy.
thinking of you.
Yes,
Samantha.
give me all of the was it Abrahamic basic white people names.
Samantha.
All the identities.
Miguel. Shaniqua. Chantel.
Are those Abrahamic names? Now you're just...
Oh,
I
those
should
sound
list them all.
French.
Shanique was from Backyardigans, isn't it?
I
I
don't know.
have no idea.
Shanique was the hippopotamus, I believe, and Antiqua is the ant, and Pablo is the penguin. I forgot the moose's name.
Where is this from?
The Backyardigans. It's this kid show from back in the 2000s.
okay,
Oh, never saw it.
same.
Look at I was just listing names.
Uh,
No.
let's see. No one, you would be up for scribing this week. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Alright. We still don't have a leader for the group. No one, are you still doing quartermaster? I don't know if the group, have you been recording all the stuff the group finds, or have they just been sorting it to themselves? I forget.
Recording it. I don't know if people have been just also recording it.
So generally, if someone is going to take it
But
in their inventory, you don't want to put it in the quartermaster as well, because that's like the party treasury being carried, by someone.
yeah, I don't
But
know. It just wasn't always clear.
yeah, so if someone wants to take something, they take it. But if like the group's like, "Oh, we'll handle that later," usually it goes to the quartermaster who makes note of it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've just been making note of everything.
All right, because the
I
only
don't, I don't,
or go ahead.
I don't think we've had anything majorly worth actually, like, other than gold that we've dished out to everyone, roughly. I think everyone's just been putting everything in there anyway, except for Durana, who takes the arrows, I assume.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been taking arrows and quivers just like all over the place.
which
I
is
need to sort
fine.
out my arrow situation.
But generally, I usually try to keep it from going in the party treasury if someone takes it, just because then it gets double recorded, and then people have two of things when they shouldn't. So,
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense to keep track of it. I've just been keeping.
all right. But anyway, so no one is on scribe this week, and on quartermaster, we don't really have a leader yet. I'm still looking into expanding the group, looking for more European players. I have some people who might be interested, so we'll see if that pans out. But Duranu, do you want to give us a recap of last week?
I've been waiting for you to ask that because I've been looking for my notes, and I still can't find them. So, off
Oh,
the top of my head,
did you not post last week?
I forgot to post it, and then I forgot where I saved it because I'm an idiot and I forget things like stupidly easily. So last week we had the fight.
Yep.
Continued that. I recall being extremely useless in that, as well as Fedia just like wrecking faces with spells, like, absolutely obliterating people left, right, and center. After being knocked out once, she managed to kill Graves and the caster guy. Forget what they're called. She
Tiefling.
killed both. Yes, the tiefling. She
The
killed
Iron
him.
Shadow.
Shadowhand?
Yeah.
Iron Shadow.
Iron Shadow, yeah.
Oh, Shadow.
After that, no one ran off into the bushes. Eventually came out. We searched building where she got obliterated by a trap. Ophelia tried to take the head of Graves and got told off by Moonbiter for it. After we did a search and found some loot and shit, we headed off to a campsite. Moonbiter went off with no one to bury Graves. Whilst that was happening, Quentin decided to ask Ophelia why she was angry at him, and apparently she exploded at him. That was the point where I disconnected, so I didn't get her side of that. And then no one decided to tell people to be more respectful of the dead, which caused a little bit of an argument where Moonbiter had a different view to a couple of the party members. Probably missing
Less
some
being
bits.
respectful of the dead and more being respectful of the living.
He basically just said, this was my friend. I want you to respect my wishes. Which he kind of added that, he's dead. We don't need to continue to give him problems, which there was some arguments about. But yeah, let's see. I think from my notes here, Philia was angry because Quentin had revealed her tieflingness. Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
So she was She was mad that he had revealed that without talking to her, because she felt like he kind of betrayed her trust a little. Let's see. You found a letter from Orkhard in the base, which seems to tell Graves to keep the town unbalanced, so that's why he was here, to throw off Blackwater. And it also has coordinates to the main Iron Tide base. The party was getting into a fight. Moonbiter got angry and stormed out, heading back to town on his own. Though he's still okay with Marcellinus and no one. He was kind of mad at, mostly at Quentin and Philia. Because Quentin tried to bite off his friend's head when he wasn't looking. So yeah, he's kind of pissed at them. Kind of neutral feelings towards Duranu. He just didn't like something Duranu said. So if you could, Duranu, just make a spot and just put whatever notes you can remember into the journal from that session, just so we have something there. You could do it like a placeholder. And then this week, like we said, no one, you would be on scribe duty. Okay. So the evening was passing. Let me see, what was the date? It was the 2nd of fall at 7 a.m., according to my notes. So it's the morning. You had passed the night, done your full rest. What do you all want to do?
So I think the plan was to go back to
Chaur.
and kind of unload.
That was something that.
What did you say? Did we lose him?
I think it's just like
may have
gone
lost
quiet
Ranu. Yeah. Oh, and the group leveled up, right? You leveled up to 4.
yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
Yes.
That's the other thing. You had leveled up last time. Make sure I have that.
I took up 7.
Yeah. So are you there, Duranu? Did we lose you?
I think we may have lost him.
Okay. Let's. Okay. So yeah, we'll give him a minute to reconnect. But yeah, what does the group want to do? So you're heading back to Chaur.
Load, yeah.
Okay.
Plan.
So
we were kind of going the scenic route.
yeah, I think you were keeping to the woods, trying to avoid any possible patrols. Or did you want to go by the path, the easiest way?
I think we wanted to go through the forest because who said it? I think it was Duranu and Aaron who were discussing that if we were to go on the regular path, we would honestly just get saw by a patrol from the neighboring main camp, right? Who were doing supply runs.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were
I
worried.
believe.
You were worried that some of the survivors, I think, would find you because you were pretty weak. But at this point, you're all rested up, so I think you're pretty strong, right?
Yeah, I think we fine to take the main road.
I think heading through the forest is normally just the best option, just because I give bonuses and shit going through the forest. But we were planning on going back to unload some of this equipment and stuff that we can no longer carry because we are pretty much at weight.
Mm-hmm.
That is less of an issue now that we have the bag. So heading back may not be the best option now, because now we can spread our weight out and use the bag to give us a bit more buffer and perhaps go and check the mine.
Marcellinus as well. The mine is a 2 to 3 day journey from here. I think maybe we should check in at town and just, if we're going to go to the mine, it might take a while because we don't know what sort of forces we're going to meet there. So I would suggest we unload all our things and prepare more for a much longer journey. Because, we don't know what we're going to find there.
I just want to kind of quickly go through the party treasury just so that we can either distribute or stick stuff into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Well, yes, and I think if we're going to do that, we should head back to town so we can maybe sell some of these things as well.
Yeah.
The economy in Char is not great right now with all the attacks, but it's, or at least maybe store it somewhere if we're not going to sell it, because I feel like we're carrying a lot more than we need to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense then. We can head back.
And
All
I
right.
also just kind of want to clean out stuff
So
that we've
give
cleaned.
me a survival check if you're heading back to town. So
Apparently,
do
you're good
some
at that.
pathfinding. I'll take up to 2 checks from the group. Up to 2, you can work
15
together.
from me.
Okay.
Sorry.
None of you still have exhaustion, right?
I don't,
No.
and I don't believe anyone took more than one, so the long rest would have gotten rid of it.
All right. So you do pretty good. Spending most of the day traveling. The group is able to get back to Char around 7 in the evening. So it took you
Oh, were we
most of
that
the
close
day.
to Char?
You were, like a day's journey about, which is, yeah, about what it took you to get back most of the day of travel. It's evening time. The guards see you coming. Some of them recognize you and will wave you in. They greet you. They say, "The heroes have returned. How have your trips gone?"
Oh, lots of people died. So,
Hope
well,
Certainly could have gone better, but we survived and overall we're successful.
as well. We're glad to see you safe. Hopefully, you were able to make some progress with all the bandits.
Yes. Certainly disrupted their ranks.
He says, "Well, come in. We're gonna seal up the door again just in case there's any issues." So the group would enter town, and the guards would close the gates behind you. So you're in Char. It's getting late. Probably people are going home from work at this time. It's the beginning of autumn, so there's kind of a cool breeze blowing over the town. The large dwarven barracks looms close, one of the bigger buildings within town. What do you want to do?
Maybe we go ahead and head back to the inn to sort out our treasury.
To the Darkwater?
Yeah.
All right. So the group goes to the Darkwater.
Before we go,
Yeah.
Before we go, Quinton's gonna ask the guards if Moonbiter has arrived or been seen.
Moonbiter. And they look at each
Yeah,
other.
you know, the
Says,
one
well,
that came with us that always had the mask on. You know,
well, you know, I haven't seen him today. When would he have gotten in?
he left before we got here, so he should have got here already if he was coming.
Says,
I
well,
just wondered if you'd seen him.
says, no, but I wasn't on guard duty the whole time. Someone else may have seen him. I can let him know you are seeking him. He should be
No,
pretty
just
easy to spot.
just let us. If you know who was on in the day, can you just let us know if he came here, just so we know?
So wait, what are you asking him to do?
I'm asking you to ask the people that were on the day shift to see if they saw
Oh.
him, so that he's got in safe.
He says, well, if I see them, I certainly can, though, I believe they're in the barracks or on patrols right now.
Okay, I'll go barracks then.
He
I'll go
nods.
barracks to ask.
Alright. Is everyone going to do this, or are you separating?
Separating.
Okay.
I'll go to the bear.
So the two of you, No One and Quentin, go to the barracks. There are some guards there. It looks like they're getting everything kind of closed up for the evening. They greet you as you enter. They allow you to enter, recognizing you. You go inside where, yeah, there's a bunch of soldiers kind of getting ready for the night shift, and someone at the desk there greets you and asks what they can do for you.
you know the guards that were on patrol this morning on the gate by here? Do you know if any of them saw our friend Moonbiter come in?
He looks at his sheet in front of him. He says, morning watch on the west gate, you say? Let me see.
Morning, midday, like maybe like just before 7.
Yeah, Jim. Guy turns. He's like, you seen one of the heroes of Chaur come in this morning to the midday when you were on watch? He shakes his head. He says, no, I don't think we saw anyone like that. Sorry. The guy shrugs. Okay. He says, maybe he came in through a different entrance?
Yeah, maybe.
He says, we'll keep an eye out, though.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good journeys to you, heroes. So the group goes to the Darkwater Inn, which it's evening time, so there's a few patrons drinking. They recognize you and would greet you as you come into the bar, offering to a couple of people offering to buy you drinks and food, and to hang out with you, asking about how your attack on the bandits is going. Do you want to? Yep.
I use the Drake to just be awkward and just like stop people approaching.
All right, so you're kind of putting your Drake in the way to keep people back. Sure, they would be definitely intimidated by your large Drake, and everyone's pretty much staying away, except the barkeeps who are reluctantly coming up to take your orders, very scared of the large snapping Drake.
Why are we trying to intimidate people?
Oh, I don't like crowds.
That's fair. Well, you could just explain that.
It's easier for...
Marcellinus says, well, we probably want the people here to like us. I mean, they do already like us. If you... Yes, I would agree. We could probably just ask some of them to stay at least at a comfortable distance, Duranu. I don't know if we want to...
We can use our little private room.
Oh yes, good thought. Why don't we do that?
Wasn't Moonbiter the only one who was in the fancy upkeep, or was it Quentin as well?
I was responsible, yeah.
Alright, so Quentin also would kind of be paying for some more privacy.
Okay, alright.
So yeah, the room would still be available. Alright, so you want to go in there instead to kind of keep everyone out for now?
Yeah, we'll just, kindly explain, oh, we just need a little bit of space to kind of, recuperate after our long journeys. I promise we'll be back, and we'll be more than happy to have a drink and tell stories.
Give me a persuasion check as you interact with the crowd. Alright. They seem a bit disappointed, but reluctantly kind of nod and go about their business as you enter into the...
I can't see it. I've got too much stuff covering my screen.
You rolled a 2, but 9 total. So not too bad, but a little bit under average. So yeah, they accept this. They, like I said, they're kind of disappointed, but they nod and go about their business. So you go into your side room. There's a waitress who comes in to continue to bring you food and drink. There's a nice tune playing from the main area, as there is a bard who sounds fairly competent, playing what might be a lute or a flute. What do you want to do?
Felix looks... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we've got some stuff to organise.
Darren, how much can your horse carry?
£480. Which isn't how much he can actually carry, that's how much he can carry without me.
Okay.
So, with me,
So, I have no idea who's taken what, but what I have written in the treasury is I have 10, 55, 70, 80, 83 gold pieces. I have a key. Don't know where that was from or why we have that. There's a horn, which was used by the dudes, the Irontide to signal to each other.
Yep.
I have a bow. I don't know if it's a long bow or a short bow.
It's probably a
I'm
long
assuming
bow.
that. I have a long sword. I have shovels. Orc weapons. Hide skin armor times 4. 400 feet of rope, grappling hooks, 5 grappling hooks, and food and water for 50 days.
Marcellinus would take a swig of his ale and say, "What happened to that chest we found? Did we open it?"
I'm getting there. I'm going down the list.
Ah, my apologies.
I have 100 gold pieces worth of herbal essences. A rope, a dagger, a great sword, half plate shield, 30 gold pieces of arcane components, dust in a bottle, component pouch, the chest of coin, which was 1,300 copper pieces, 1,100 silver pieces, and 70 gold pieces. We have the bag of holding. We have the 3 candles of the deep, and I think the cleansing stone we gave to Philia.
What were those coin amounts? Sorry, I just realized I don't have those written down.
1,300 copper,
Yeah,
1,100 silver pieces,
yeah, and 70 gold.
and 70 gold.
Marcellinus nods and says, well, does anyone want that half-plate armor? If not, I could probably... Or wait, what is half-plate? Before I even say that, I should check if I can actually...
medium armor, and yes, but if you need it, no. Let me pull up my...
So he has chain, which is heavy.
He does, I believe it is a downgrade for him.
Let's see, half plate. Yeah, so it's a little bit less of an AC. It weighs less. He says, "No, friend. If it is a boost for you, then by all means take the half plate."
Yes, it would be a boost for me. I'd obviously have to go find blacksmith, have it adjusted, and all that jazz. But
It would also give you disadvantage to stealth checks, but you would be more armored.
it would, but it would not be the sort of thing that I wear permanently.
Alright. So yeah, he says, does anyone else want any of the things that our friend Karen has mentioned? If not.
Does anyone want a long sword?
Pardon?
Does anyone want a long sword?
I don't even think I could wield it.
I think if it's a normal longsword, we're all pretty well armored right now and armed.
Okay. So I will put that in the sell pile.
The half plate and shield would be of use to me, but I'd obviously have to go find a.
Orc weapons. Times 4. I'm assuming that's like daggers, bows, arrows.
So you probably didn't take all their armaments, because their axes and all that would weigh way too much. So I'm guessing you probably left all that behind, unless you specifically wanted to take like their great axes.
I don't know. I like I said, it. I think it was. It might have been in that box. In the
Barn.
uh,
In the ground when
in the ground.
Quentin was digging through it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because right underneath it, I also have like the 400 feet of rope grappling hooks,
Hmm.
some odd days of water and food.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, did anyone take the ropes and grappling hook? Because those are also kind of heavy.
Yeah,
It's
we
in
put
the
it on the
treasure.
horse.
Alright, because if someone did want to take those and carry them, it's just they may be a little bit much to carry. Unless you had them in the bag of holding, but I don't think you had the bag of
With
holding at that
We
time.
had the bag of
with the
holding.
riding horse, we can
Oh
carry
right, you had the riding horse.
we can carry 250 pound
All right,
without me on it, but with me on it, sorry, but I believe we went over that at the camp we've just come back from,
yeah.
and we're
So
closer to the 370 pound mark.
so I guess you could have attached a bunch of that stuff to the horse. That's fine. So Marcelina says, "Well, unless I don't think we need that much rope. Does everyone have some rope in case we do need it, and a
Uh,
grappling hook?"
No,
Well, we
no.
have.
No.
Sorry, we have. It would be 450 feet of rope because there was another. There was yeah. I have another length of rope.
He says, "Well, if no one wants to take any of that rope and grappling hooks, we could probably sell that, right?"
Or we could put it in the bag of holding.
He
But
nods.
what's the limit for the bag of holding?
600
600
pounds.
pound.
And how much does all that rope and hooks cost? I mean, weigh.
1 second.
I'm
Uh,
just. I'm just thinking if we're planning on going into a mine.
Rope could be extremely important, and having a long section of it can be invaluable. Carrying 50 feet is useful, but having longer is probably better. Um, the rope weighs 10 pounds per 50 feet.
Oh,
So
okay.
400
Okay.
pound is like 18?
40, 80.
Yes, 10 pounds per 50.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it'd be about 80 pounds.
Don't
Heavy rope.
necessarily.
And okay. Can I go ahead and take the dust in the bottle?
One sec.
What was the dust in the bottle?
If you wanted to figure out what it was, because I don't think anyone identified it.
I can identify it in a minute, and we're do. And how much do the grappling hooks weigh?
Hooks are £4 a piece.
So 5.
Hmm.
So 20.
Yes.
20.
Would you like me to keep track of numbers for weights?
So one thing I can do,
I'm doing well.
I could make a character for the bag of holding because the character sheets automatically like kind of track the weights of everything as long as you have the weights, on the item.
Yeah, that'd probably be extremely valuable.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
would be
so let
kind of
me
nice.
let me do that.
I also have like I'm also kind of like just I have I am keeping track of it. I just need to if I just know how much it weighs, I can keep track of it.
Yeah,
So
if we have a character sheet, it will like automatically pull the weight in for you,
It'll be
and it will
less.
tell you the calculation.
Yeah, it'll be less work for you for sure. So yeah, let me make an extra sheet for that.
and Darren, are you keep like I'm just trying to yeah, I just want to like have all of our inventory in like one place,
Yeah. So if we have
ideally.
it, yeah. So if we stop using the party treasure note and start using this new character sheet that's being made, it'll be
Yeah.
easier for you to track. Um, Like you can add the rope to that, and it will just automatically calculate the weight for you.
Alright, so I'm gonna give who is that? I'm going to give you all view on it, but I'm going to give no one the ability to edit it. And I'll put it under character info resources. So you should see it there now. So you can manually add items to it. You just have to make sure you put their weights in, or you can look up items in the compendium and click and drag them into that character sheet. And it'll just add all the info for you, which is usually the easier way of doing it.
Also, I'm carrying like 6 quivers and over 150 arrows, so I can probably put some of them in the bag of holding too.
Yeah. I mean, just keep in mind you can't quickly access stuff in the bag of holding during like a combat, but and you already have I guess I could do one for your riding horse too if that would be easier.
I could,
Like riding horse inventory.
yeah, I could make the riding horse. I could put them on the riding horse character sheet itself, but it's
Well,
not.
the NPC sheet doesn't do any like weight calculations. That's what I was
Yeah, I
thinking.
just have to change it from an NPC into a standard character, which works fine. Right, just,
Here,
if
let
you
me
untick the yeah, if you just untick the thing, it does it. But I don't necessarily need that. It's only £480. I can pretty easily
Okay.
keep track of that.
All right, if you could track it, that's fine. So, yeah, what I guess is there anything else that anyone wants to take from the party treasury? Marcellinus would suggest that we split up the coin as well between
Yeah.
the.
Well, we have the hide skin armor. So I'm assuming unless anybody wants that, we're gonna sell that.
Yeah, those are really heavy and not worth too much, so it's probably best to sell them or get rid of it. Also, do you guys hear that in the background, the barking?
No.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. And orc weapons. We said you said that it was like great axes, eh?
Yeah. They have great axes usually. They sometimes have hang on a second.
Are we keeping the food as well, or giving that to the city?
I think we should sell that to the city because we don't need that much food.
Okay. Keep the herb essence and the arcane component, I'd say.
Um
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So I mean, you for the items, you all can kind of decide if you want to sell stuff. You could sell it for book price, which is or I should say, sorry, 20% of book price. So you could just say you sold it if you go to the marketplace. Like you don't have to okay that with me.
and Darren, you're taking the half plate?
Half plate would be very valuable to me if I can get it adjusted, yes.
All right,
Okay,
so
and
then
the shield.
here, go ahead. Sorry.
Shield.
Yes, that would also be useful.
You're taking that as well? Okay, I will take
Yes.
the dagger.
All right, so yeah, just minus those from the party treasury, and Duranu can add those to his personal equipment.
Sophia wants the dust in the bottle.
Yep, I hear you.
All right, so Ophelia takes that.
Do you want me to figure out what it is?
After we're done.
Okay. Um, the arcane components. Philia, do you want that as well?
Don't you need some?
What do I need? I don't think I need any, really.
So, arcane components, just as a reminder, because this is kind of like a house rule thing, those can be used in rituals, or they can be used to replace spell component costs. That's like with something that's consumed, like a familiar, for example, needs 10 gold pieces of incense. You can instead spend 10 arcane components. They can also be used to make magical inks if you want to scribe a scroll, which I'm not sure if any of you do wizard spells.
I do wizard spells.
Okay,
So
so then those could be of use to you if you have an alchemist turn them into magical ink.
We could ask what's his face?
the lady, right?
No, the man. The old wizard guy.
Doru? There's Doru and there's
Joy? What's her
Melody.
name? Melody.
Melody.
Yeah.
Melody. Okay. So I'll take that then.
Yeah.
And the herbal essences.
I can maybe eventually make potions with them, health potions.
Do we want to give that to Melody so that we can kind of get on her good side?
That's 100 gold pieces of it, though.
Yeah.
Give her 50. Give her 50.
Well,
Then I can...
she is offered to make healing potions for you if you want to bring her essences.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would just take her time.
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, so I think we should do that.
Okay.
The chest of coin we should probably give back to the town.
Maybe. I don't really trust that Blackwater man. How will
Oh,
we know?
maybe we-
God
I'm
no,
sorry.
we would never give that to Blackwater. Isn't there a mayor though?
Is there?
Marcellinus says, yes, Mayor Asher, I believe. I don't know if I've met her yet.
Oh, the young lady.
Moonbiter went to see her at one point.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe Moonbiter met her, but I don't know if I ever did. She seemed nice. Perhaps I would be completely for giving this money back to the town, as I think they desperately need it. But
Absolutely.
it is it's all our money, so it would have to be a unanimous decision for it to be fair.
I don't think it's all of our money. It's just the chest of coins.
Yeah. But no, I have no problem with it, but I just don't trust that Blackwater man. So
Of course.
finding a neutral third party would probably be better than handing it off to some rich.
I mean, we could also talk to Melody because we do trust her, and she has a pretty good sense of what's what.
I would not be against that either, although I think the town government would be better equipped to use it to better the whole town.
I'm just thinking she would know what to do with it.
How
would,
about
like,
this?
better
How
the
about
town.
this? How about we split it all in half? We give half to the mayor, and we give half to Melody. Melody is more in touch with the town folk than the mayor is, anyway.
My concern is that we haven't met this mayor, and I mean, government officials don't always have the best intentions towards their city, the people that they govern.
We could go and meet the mayor, see if she seems reasonable. If she seems reasonable, give her the money. If not, thank her for her time and leave.
Fair enough.
Kind of why I suggest, we can delegate Melody to do that. Is kind of my thought.
So there is a knock at the door as you're talking.
Hello.
A familiar voice says, "May I enter?"
Who is it? Oh, okay.
Hey. Come
And
on in.
he would open the door and walk in, closing it behind him. He says, Heroes of Chaur, I'm hearing. It sounds like you all have been busy.
Very much so.
He says, how fares the battle against the Iron Tide?
Well, we dealt quite a heavy blow to their forces,
Killed the
and
leader.
now we're just getting ourselves sorted and ready for the next battle.
Ah, it sounds exciting. I was going to ask about the next battle, actually. Do you know what the next steps are? Have you decided what you're going to do? I know there was. I remember you were all discussing whether it was going to be serving Blackwater or the Bloodhand, helping one of those groups. Yes.
Preferably not, but
They had given you some sort of option to serve one or the other.
Yeah.
I'd rather serve the town.
He nods. He says, I don't have much love for either organization, but I know they do have manpower, soldiers, I should say, which could be of use versus the Iron Tide's large group. But yeah, I was curious what you were thinking of doing and if I could help somehow.
Well, we have just killed their leader, right? The guy we killed was their leader.
No, we killed the captain, not the leader.
Kill the commander.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently, according to the note, the leader is some guy named Orcard.
Okay. So we need to go kill Orcard. Bro.
That's what it seems like.
But my concern with Blackwater is that he
Is a snake.
And
is a
started this
snake.
whole mess.
And yes, pretty much got us into this, and doesn't really seem all that. I don't know if
Trustworthy.
he wants to, like, he doesn't seem all that keen to fix it, or at least he's doing whatever he can to avoid doing whatever needs to be done to fix it.
Wait, out of character, y'all. Did we shock the guy that we were traveling with, right? The whole entire dagger
Yep.
went missing?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So Shock's in the room right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So does Shock still have a connection with Blackwater regarding that dagger, or did it go yet?
So Shock
No.
said he had worked for Blackwater. He was trying to, with the caravan, he was trying to get the dagger into Char. But he is not. He doesn't really like Blackwater all that much, and Blackwater is kind of mad at him for failing to get the dagger here safely. So they're kind of at odds a little right now. And Shock is not a fan of the Bloodhand because they're just kind of what's the word?
Sneaky.
Definitely sneaky, uncouth. Like they have a good reputation among criminals, but they still do a lot of morally bad things. So
So is the real dagger still in town, or is it somewhere lost? 'Cause I know.
Real dagger's
Yeah,
lost.
yeah,
the
you would assume it. Or go ahead. Sorry,
fake one.
you got all muffled there for a second. You might have to repeat it.
Like, the real dagger's lost. We still haven't found that, but I have the fake dagger.
Okay. Huh.
Someone, from what she could tell, or what she assumes, someone stole it before she got there to steal it. That's why all the dead people were around it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, back to character. I was wondering what was Shock's deal with Blackwater, and is there any connection still between him and Blackwater? That's it.
You don't think so, but obviously, anyone could be lying about anything. He doesn't. I mean, Shock has been pretty upfront with the group. He seems like a trustworthy sort, but yeah, you never know. So he says, "Well, I'm ready to help in any way I can. Just let me know what's needed."
Can you do us a favor, Shock?
Of course.
Do you think you could probably, maybe, she kind of like fiddles with her words, dying. Can Do you think you can probably go ahead and see if you've seen one of our group mates around town?
Oh, are you talking about Moonbiter?
Yeah.
Says, yeah, I saw him at the marketplace earlier. He looked like he was getting ready for a trip of some kind. I didn't say anything. He was kind of in a hurry.
Mm. Fair enough. Thank you.
Says, sure, I'll tell him that you're looking for him if I see him again.
Oh, no, don't tell him anything. Just glad that he's doing okay.
Oh, alright. Fair enough. So, does the group want to do anything, or shall I pass time? I'm not sure of what your all's plan is going forward, because you pretty much you've broken the main town antagonists, the smaller troop that's been harassing the town. More might come, but I'm assuming you're planning to go to the mine to check that out, right?
Yeah.
So, are you planning to go there with the help of one of the two factions, or more like go alone and try to do it yourself?
That's something we have to discuss.
Okay, yeah. I figured. It's just you guys had all kind of gone quiet, so I wasn't sure if.
Awkward silence of Moonbiter being gone. That's what's
Gotcha,
going
gotcha. All right,
It's
fair
dramatic
enough.
pausing here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so I'll give you guys. I'll give the group some time to discuss that. I'll let you RP it a bit before I start passing time again. So yeah,
Sorry,
it's
going back
getting.
to the
Or go ahead.
treasury.
Sorry.
Back to the treasury. Celia, you have the cleansing stone, correct?
Yes.
I will delete that. Candles of the deep. There's
Well,
3 of them.
I think someone else should go ahead and take that because Philia can see in the water anyway, so she's fine. There's darkness.
That was on
What does
your
it do?
wish list.
It was, but then I realized that Philia has Eldritch sight and she can breathe underwater. So it's like, you know,
They're just candles that can be lit underwater.
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe someone who can't see underwater, you know?
No, I got dark vision. I'll be good.
Well,
I'll
they can't be lit underwater, but once they're lit, you can put them underwater and they'll keep burning.
I think they can go in the bag of holding. They're very
Yeah.
circumstantial stuff. If we need them, we can pull them out, but they're just they're circumstantial. Oh, but if we're talking about what our next plans are, we can go and check the mine out, see how heavily it's defended. But my preference would be to
I do
arm the
want to,
townsfolk before I can trust Blackwater or the Bloodhound.
yeah, I do want to take some of those arcane components over to
Wizard guy?
Dornu.
Dorothy.
Duranu.
No,
Or it was Doru, yeah. Sorry.
Dora the Explorer.
Dora the
Yeah.
Explorer. And see if he could turn them into ink.
Do you need ink?
I will eventually.
I mean, Philia has some. She could give it to you.
Magic ink.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, you'd probably have to wait till morning, but that's definitely you could definitely ask him.
Get
Got
those
it.
converted to ink, get the...
And then I also want to give the 100 gold pieces of herbal essences to
Melody.
Ruby.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Melody could take those off you. She's been working on some potions with the shop lately, mostly for the town, but I'm sure she could do something on the side for the group. Shock
I
says.
think having them convert to potions would be better than just straight up giving them to her at this point, at least until we're established enough to where we can purchase our own.
Yeah, of course. Shock says Melody owes you all for saving her life. After all, I'm sure she'd be fine with making some potions. I'll ask her, of course. Do you want me to go speak with her? I was going to go see her after this anyway.
What time is it?
At this point, it's probably about 8:30.
Oh, it's getting pretty late.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head back to my hidey hole in the woods soon.
Maybe in the morning, Shock.
He nods. He says, "Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll let her know that you might need her to make some potions."
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Where is Melody? Oh, there she is.
I do have a map of the surrounding farmlands in this, and some
Wait,
of
was that the
some.
small map or the big map you found at that place where Karen got obliterated?
Yes.
3 copies of that map in varying detail.
So I remember one tiefling shadow thingy had a map, a small map that Philia grabbed. Did we copy? No, we gave a copy to those maps to Blackwater and
No.
Bloodhand.
We made a copy. We made 2 copies, one for the Bloodhound, one for Blackwater. We gave the better one to the Bloodhound and the shitter one to Blackwater.
Yes, those are copies of one version of the map, but all in all,
Mm.
we found 3 versions of the same map at varying levels of details, and we copied one of them. I think it was like the most detailed one we copied and
Yeah.
gave a copy to each of the factions. But we've got varying degrees of.
Do we probably want to go ahead and combine all the maps so it's not as confusing?
I've just been
Yeah.
going off the most detailed version because the most detailed version has made the other 2 kind of irrelevant. But yeah.
In the morning, in the morning. He like kind of just sighs. So, uh, thinking that Karen's done with the treasury, is she or no?
Still working on it, but go ahead.
Are we going to pick a side anytime soon, or
How strong is the
Plenty.
town guard?
they're pretty weak looking at them right now?
So give me I don't know what you even roll for that. You're what are you, druid, right?
No, I am. She's the Warlock.
I'm a warlock.
Oh no, I meant because Quentin, you asked how strong the town guard is, right?
No, that
Darren
was.
Oh, Duranu did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You actually probably know. Working with them, that they are mostly like people who've lived here their entire lives. They're not really mercenaries. So they're. I mean, this attack has strained them. There aren't as many because some of them were killed during the violence. You think that they're barely holding on, and the walls are doing most of the work right now to protect from barbarians and, people just coming in and looting and pillaging. They're okay, they're not great, is I guess the TLDR answer.
Okay, so
They're, yeah.
we can't drag the town guard out to the mine.
No.
Is there anyone else we can ask for help with the mine?
The most powerful factions that would be of help would probably be either Bloodhand or Blackwater. There's let's see, who else is there?
Oh, like
Yes.
I wouldn't know any other factions. Like I'm asking the other characters, do they know anyone else? we
Oh,
can
I
ask for
see.
help?
Gotcha.
I mean, maybe we can go ahead and ask, what's his name? No, he's part of the Bloodhand, never mind.
Neil?
Yeah, that is part of the Bloodhand, never mind.
Shock says they're the priests, Paler's Shrine. I don't know how much warriors they are, but they do have a little bit of magic.
They could probably heal, yeah, but we don't want to bring the...
I mean, that would be extremely useful.
Well,
yeah, but I don't think...
He says they're not mercenaries, though. I don't know how well they'd hold up on the road.
And they're kind of keeping the town afloat with positive energy, yeah?
He says, yeah, they're definitely helping to heal the sick. And
What
the
neighboring
wounded.
cities? Are there any other cities in this area that we could go to for aid?
There's Highguard, Shock says, south where we came from. Good luck getting help from them, though. They don't really care much about Chaur or anything that happens to the west of them on the borders. Maybe if we had some money, we could hire mercenaries.
And how would they feel about everyone from Chaur turning up at High Guard?
Sorry to interrupt you. DM, how much of a like discount do we sell the stuff for?
20% book price.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. He says, "Well, they'd probably lock the doors and tell us to go away if we brought all the citizens there." Shock laughs.
Who will be easier to kill, Blackwater or the Bloodhound?
Neither.
Ooh,
Blackwater is
that's a
kind of
that's a tough one.
Blackwater kind of has the people around him and 10 foot high wooden and steel gate protecting his little tower.
And the
So
Bloodhound and the Bloodhound's professional spies and assassins and thieves who have the dark alleys and can vanish and they're in every city that probably on this empire.
Says both are dangerous for sure. Different types of battles. Shock says, one's a fortress, the other one's an entrenched enemy that you'd have to root out.
We have four options to be honest. We side with either Blackwater or Bloodhound. We go and try and find other mercenaries to come and help, or we just fuck the town and leave.
I mean, we can't really leave the people here. They kind of welcome us into the mist during a time of need.
We can leave. It's simple. You walk out the door and don't look back. It's an option. I'm not saying it's the right one. I'm just saying it is an option.
Felix kind of looks at Quentin, like he side eyes him. He just side eyes him, basically.
It's it's silly to say that we don't have an option when it is an option. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying that if we're looking at this objectively, that is still an option because we're getting involved in something that two factions have made and are not dealing with and don't care. And then we're going to make this our problem and make another enemy of someone who we don't have drama with.
Shock lowers his voice. He says, "Have you told the town that you think Blackwater brought this upon them?"
We kind of hinted a little bit, yeah, but we haven't really said anything out loud.
He says,
And I don't see the town siding with us over a man who helped pay them.
"Yeah, that's what I was gonna say." Shock says the Blackwater has a lot of sway here, so if we started telling them about our thoughts, he might he might turn the town against us. And so if we're gonna
He
say
has
it, we
spies
better have
watching
proof.
us. He has spies watching us from even just walking out to the marketplace. He already probably thinks we're talking shit about him anyway.
Yeah. Says now it's a conundrum.
Thea kind of just sighs and like breaks out paper and her pen and puts Black Hand and Blood Hand and Blackwater and like put like a little like tally mark. She puts one for Blood Hand.
She,
So I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Blood Hand.
she
They're suspicious, but at least we know if things turn badly, they won't turn on us.
I agree. I
Okay,
agree.
team, let's go.
I agree, and I feel like between Blackwater and the Bloodhands are more trustworthy. While they tend towards crime, they they're willing to, like, we've seen Blackwater, like we literally have evidence on Blackwater going back on his deals. So I wouldn't trust him with our lives. The
The problem is,
Bloodhounds are, as long as they get paid, as long as they get what they want, they're happy.
problem you then get is that Blackwater has the better forces for an attack. He's better armed, better men, better equipped.
Yeah, but it's by money, not by loyalty. The
It
moment
doesn't
they
matter
find a
if
better job. Huh?
it doesn't matter if it's by loyalty or money. He has the better equipped one. If you want to attack a camp of enemies, you need numbers. He has the numbers.
You don't need numbers.
You need skill, no?
You can dig a tunnel underneath and slit their throats in their sleep.
Felix kind of looks
Or
at
you can attack
Duranu
the walls.
with a wide eye.
Are we on about the Iron Tide or Blackwater?
I mean, the Iron
Quite
Tide.
frankly, both.
Oh,
I'm down for that.
Quite frankly, what's the point in cutting out half a tumor? It was Blackwater who started this, then it should probably end in his blood.
Shock says, "Did you ever figure out why he did this? Why he brought the Blood Hand and the Iron Tide here?"
Oh, that's beyond my pay grade. No clue.
He wants something.
He
He
does.
wants something. I don't know what.
Well, they
Me-
both want the dagger. Marcelina says that's why they can't work together, if I remember correctly.
Well, the Bloodhound want the dagger because Blackwater paid them to receive it, and then he didn't pay.
Well, what's so special about this dagger? Makes me
maybe
curious.
we can summon the deed.
Maybe.
Right. I'm gonna have to do it.
Well,
Quentin walks out the room and walks up to the bar to get a drink.
oh well, there are barmaids coming in here through a side door, so they're taking your order.
Okay. Quentin orders a drink, and well, actually, Quentin orders like 5 drinks, and just chugs them one after the other.
All right, you get a bunch of beers.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Quentin just chugs them one after the other until he's quite inebriated, and then is gonna go to bed.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna leave too. I promised Melody I'd stop by and see her. I'll let her know that you're looking for her to make potions tomorrow.
Once he has the time, but don't rush it. I know you and her have a date tonight. If you kind of looks at him and starts smiling, he's just smiling.
He blushes slightly and says, yeah, and he just walks out. All right, so is the group going to bed then? Or is there any more talking that's going to happen?
I think the day has been pretty rough on everybody. Probably gonna go to sleep.
What? Yeah, there's a patch of dirt with my name on it.
Marcelina says, "You really should just get a room, my friend."
I'd
But
prefer to sleep where I can breathe.
all right, so everyone is going to bed for the evening. Go ahead and spend money on your upkeep for the upkeep you're doing. I think you're just eating rations, Duranu. You're not paying for anything in the town.
I've been eating rations when I've not been doing Goodberry, which is like most of the time it's just Goodberry. But I do have a horse now, and it will need stabling, so I assume there is going to be a cost associated with that.
Yeah, if you are stabling your horse, you probably would pay like the modest, like 1 gold piece a day.
1 gold piece a day. Okay. Does that include feed for that day? Because like I've bought feed for it.
Yes, so while it's being stabled, you don't have to worry about while it's in town. The one thing I'll say is if you're paying the gold piece, you would have a room, but you don't have to use it. You could still say you sleep outside if you want.
No. Like I assume at this point I've been in town long enough that I've probably built myself like a little wooden lean-to in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you could say you have like a little hut out in the outs. Would you say outside or inside the town walls? You could probably do
Well,
either.
Yeah, the gods closed the walls and stuff, so I'd probably just be like right up against the wall on the inside.
All right, so maybe like the northwestern forest up here in the park somewhere.
I think that's what we decided previously.
The guards have kind of let it go because they know that you've helped the town a bunch, so they just kind of let you stay there. Okay. So the night is passing. Go ahead and spend your upkeeps, depending on how you're living. It is now the 3rd of fall. A new day dawns. Did you tell the people that you took out the main I guess you didn't. You didn't say anything yet because you were mostly in your private room last night. So the party today, Marcellinus would come to the group and say, I have been asked by the priests to help them with some matters concerning the Church of Palor. Unfortunately, I must take my leave for the time being.
I wanted to go and see a blacksmith before I met up with the group.
I will
Felix
be.
would just- What?
He says, I will be in town, but unfortunately, I will not be able to join you for your trip to the mines. But I will help defend the town and support you in any way I can here while I assist the Church of Palor.
Felix kind of just nods and says, "Best of luck to you then."
Yes, and of course to all of you. Let me know if I can help you in any way around these areas. I'll continue to spread the word of the group's good doings around town.
Kind of gives him a pat on the shoulder, like this sighs.
Yeah. All right. Did you say you were doing something, Duranu?
Yeah, I wanted to go see a blacksmith before I met up with the group.
Okay. Yeah, so there is a blacksmith in the southwest of town. An old dwarf who's working on some of his... looks like he's making some pots and pans right now. He says, welcome to my shop. What can I do for you?
I need some half plate adjusting.
Oh, half plate. Says, you're one of those heroes, aren't you?
No, but sure.
Says, yeah, oh, wait, Duranu, it's you. I guess, yeah, you've been in town for a while. I keep forgetting that you lived here, right?
Yeah, I'm the walking blue guy, so...
All right. So, yeah, he would recognize you.
miss.
Yeah, he would definitely. He's like, Duranu, it's good to see you. Yeah, let me take a look at the armor. It's like, brings it out. He says, oh, this is nice. Where'd you get this?
Oh, we took it off the corpse of a guy we killed. This emblem, probably recognize it. Can you punch that out as well?
Yeah, no problem. I can punch it out. You want me to replace it or just plate it up? Got something else you want on there?
Yes.
Do you need me to make it or you got it ready?
It would be something that I'd need you to make.
Yeah, sure. Just give me the design. I'll get something mocked up for you. What's the book price for half plate?
The book price. I just put my book down. 1 sec.
For some reason, the compendium doesn't have prices in it.
I know it's
The
the most
online?
irritating thing on the face of the planet. Half plate costs 750 gold pieces.
Yeah.
750. So he looks at you. He looks at the plate. He says, "Yeah, I can probably get this all adjusted if you give me the designs. I'm guessing it's gonna take me at least 3 or 4 days to get that done. I'll say 4, and I'll probably ask for about 50 gold pieces."
50 gold pieces, 4 days. Okay, that's fine. Do you also happen to have a rapier?
He says, "Yeah, actually, I got one from the last caravan that came in, and he'll sell it to you for book price unless you want to haggle."
Okay. So 75 gold pieces in total.
Yeah, that should be good then.
Okay.
So just mark that this will be done in 4 days, and if you come back on that date or after, he'll have it for you. It says, anything else you need?
No, that should be fine.
Alright, I'll get working on this then. You have a good day, Duranu. Oh, how are things going with those heroes that came in? Are you guys doing good against the bandits? I noticed things have been quieter.
Yes, they've been doing an excellent job. We've killed a lot of them. Killed a few others. Killed one of the captains, you know, usual stuff. Anyway,
So,
goodbye.
yeah, take care of yourself. What about no one? You going to sell today?
Yeah, I want to unload the 30 gold pieces of components onto Doru.
Okay. Do you not have a token? Weird, I thought we made you one. Alright. So, yeah, you're trying to get him to make you inks?
Yeah.
He nods and says, "Oh, yes, give me a persuasion check."
Open on my screen. Um,
Oh, another two. Wow. Karen's in a bad mood this morning. He says, "Yes, I believe I can make you some inks. You wanted, so you want 30 gold piece worth?"
yeah.
He says, "I have my own ink that I've already created. Is there a certain amount you're looking for?"
Not currently. I don't have any. I don't really have anything that I need to copy at the moment. However, we just. I don't really have anything else to do with, or I don't really have. Sorry. I don't really do much with this at the moment. Um, just thought that you would find it useful.
Oh, are you giving this to me?
Well, just sorry, I'm super distracted this morning.
Oh, no worries.
How much would you give me for this?
If you're just looking to offload these components, I could probably give you 20 gold pieces for them.
Make it 30?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Thank you. Oh boy.
He scratches his chin. He says, "Well, I suppose you and your group have done a lot for the town. So very well. 30 gold pieces it is." He slides over a bag of 30 gold pieces to you.
And when I have a spell that I need copied into my spell book, I'll remember to come back to you.
He says, "Yes, I do have a lot of inks from my days teaching at university. I still keep them handy just in case I need to make scrolls or I find a new spell that I want to scribe. So I'd be happy to sell you what's needed."
Wonderful. Where did you teach?
Oh, I was a professor at the Phoenix University. In the capital, of course.
What do I know of that?
Give me either history or arcana. So you kind of have a basic knowledge of the Phoenix Guild. It's basically the authority on magic within the Teruvian Empire. They are also in control of the Crimson Blade, which are kind of the military arm of magic enforcement. They're the ones that make sure everyone who uses magic has a license. But in general, the Phoenix Guild is magic or is the controller of magic within the Empire. They have their military wing, which I said is kind of like the Crimson Blade. They have the more academic wing, and they kind of have the guild proper, which is mostly the more powerful wizards within the guild who kind of work together to accomplish things. And they also work with the Artisans Guild, which is a group of artificers within the capital. But yeah, a very powerful organization within the Teruvian Empire.
And the university is where you go to like become one of them, or
You can. Usually only the richest nobles are given the ability to study magic because you have to pay a lot. The other way is to get sponsorship from one of the wizards, which almost never happens unless you show an extremely potent magical talent. It's mostly for wizards, as sorcerers and warlocks have, they have their connections through their patrons. But everyone who uses arcane magics is expected to get a license to practice, or else you're generally arrested.
out of curiosity, with my like during my time with the nobles, did I go through this program?
Probably not.
Like,
There are a lot of people who practice magic in secret.
okay. I'm just thinking as since I pretended to be a noble and am a wizard.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely learned it from someone, but it probably wasn't. You may have been taught by someone who was in the noble family. The details are up to that, or of that, are kind of up to you. But most likely, you weren't part of the university unless, like, you snuck in because you wouldn't have had enough money to go there.
All right. Just curious.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like?
We gave the herbal essences to Melody, correct?
Yes, I believe so. If you didn't, you could say you did when you came over to the market. We'll say you dropped them off with her.
Yeah.
Oh, she would ask, do you want a greater healing potion or 4 regular healing potions? The greater one will take me a week to make, whereas the regular ones will take me a day each.
Let's go with some regulars.
Okay, so 4 regulars.
Yeah. Since we tend to go down a lot.
Alright, she will get working on that. So every day she can give you one of those. They take a day each to brew.
I have not been taking notes because I've been trying to mess with the party treasury.
The party treasury is what we've done so far.
Yeah.
And a lot of discussion, but yeah. So anything else you're doing in the marketplace?
Selling all of our stuff.
Okay. Does anyone else want to maybe take notes today since she's been working on that?
I'll go ahead. Give me a second.
Sorry, guys. I've been kind of.
That's okay. It's kind of been a lot of work to get everything in order, so I get it.
The third day of fall, right?
Yes.
Well, I have evening of the 2nd, going back to Chaur, 7 we got back at 7 p.m. Karen and Quentin went to the barracks to see if Moonbinder made it back. Sorted through the party inventory, and then I've got like 2 bullet points on the Phoenix Guild.
Okay. Give me 1 second then. 30.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Turn back to Chaur.
No, that's why it's been so quiet, is because I can't do everything at once.
Yeah, no worries. Like you said, you've been busy with that. It's perfectly understandable.
To the barracks? Yes, town hall barracks.
Does anybody else want to stick anything in the bag of holding?
Yes. I'd probably just drop like 30 arrows in there. No, I'd probably drop like 33 arrows in there. Because I've got more than I need to carry.
I'm going to make you a token, because for some reason you don't have one. Which I thought I made you one. That's really weird.
Why am I still encumbered and I've got like...
is whereabouts this group.
What's your strength and how much are you carrying?
My strength is 8.
Yeah, you can carry like 40 pounds without being encumbered then.
I know, and I
Oh,
keep.
so I did, from requests from some of the other games, I've made it so you can carry up to 10 times instead of 5 times your strength.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
wicked.
God.
Yeah, so you can carry up to 10 times unencumbered, 10 to 15 you become light encumbered, over 15 heavy encumbered. So everyone can carry a little bit more. Because, yeah, there was a lot of people were not happy with that, so I said, alright, sure.
Cool. I will drop like 33 arrows in the bag of holding now.
Okay.
And I
I don't.
definitely need my arrows there too.
Yeah. Like I've got 2 quivers full of arrows on me and 4 quivers full of arrows on the horse. So if we ever need more than like 120 arrows in a fight, we're screwed.
That's a lot of arrows to be
It
firing.
is. I've just been picking them all up.
Yeah. You probably won't need that many, but yeah, I mean, it's better to have them, than not have them when you need them. What about Philia? What is she doing today? So no one and Duranu are in the market. What about Philia and Quentin?
That's a good question. Philia will go ahead and go to the Blood Hand base to go talk to the Wood Elf lady.
Cithril?
Cithril, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you head up there. Let's see, did no one's token work? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you go up to the Bloodhand base. It seems quiet up here. You knock on the door and are allowed entrance because they know you. You don't see Cithril here, but Neil greets you and says, Philia, good to have you. What can I do for you?
Philia kind of just looks at him up and down and like squints her eyes a little bit before like
He smiles and gives you a wink as his pecs move a bit.
she's suspicious, not trying to check him out, but whatever. She
Hey.
says, can we go talk somewhere in private right quick, please?
Oh. Yeah, I suppose we can. Everyone, we're going to go in the back. And he would go into Cithril's office and close the door. He says, yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna need your honest opinion on this, and please don't try to sway me with your kind of like puts up and down to his body, kind of like
Gives you
grossly.
another wink and says, I wouldn't sway unless you asked.
I'm having a hard time deciding. Well, not only me, but the group, as you see, having a hard time deciding if we want to work with you or Blackwater. We all know that Blackwater is a snake, yeah, but we don't really know much about your organization.
Says, you don't know much about the Blood Hand?
No.
Huh.
She kind of tells him like she lived on fucking sea the past couple of years, so like,
Oh, well, I suppose that makes sense. If you're a sailor, you probably don't spend much time in the cities. Yeah, sure. Bloodhand. Well, we have factions all over. Each faction kind of works as a separate cell. The fingers don't generally talk to each other or the hand, but orders do come down from higher up, and we sort of operate independently, sending money to or sending part of the money to those who are running things on top, while we keep a large portion for ourselves. It works out pretty well.
how about those fingers, the one at the bottom of the ladder? You take care of them?
Says, yeah, well, I mean, if we don't, then we can't get things done.
You should
So,
do an insight check on him right quick.
yeah, sure, give me insight.
Let me see. And boop.
He seems honest. You don't get the feeling that he's being deceptive. He would say the Blood Hand will pay for skill. We need to get things done, and skill is what we need to get things done to make more money. We don't betray our enemies, or sorry, we don't betray our friends unless they betray us. Usually, he says, giving you a little smile. Like I
So
said,
then what
each
happened?
faction kind of operates differently. I have worked with other factions before. I think Sithril is one of my favorite leaders.
Kind of just thinks quietly to herself while giving him the stink eye.
And she says, and of course, you can't trust nobility. They're all assholes.
But how can we
So,
trust you?
says, well, I mean, you got to start a relationship somewhere, right? So, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We keep working together. Just give us a chance. And he does a little smile and his teeth ding. Ding.
I just sighs in disgust. He kind of just sighs. What about the children? Are they safe?
Says, yeah, no, you mean the one whose family got killed?
Yeah.
Says, yeah, he's doing okay. He's, as well as a kid can do when he loses everything.
Where is he at right now?
I think actually the town took him in, so he's staying with friends of the family who are still alive.
Hmm.
Yeah, we
Okay.
turned him over to the town. Obviously not. We didn't say we were the Blood Hand, but we brought him there and they took care of it. Says, yeah, how's the hunt for the dagger going?
He kind
Any
of just like
leads?
blinks and like she forgot all about the dagger. Not gonna lie to you. Uh, that hasn't been on my mind in the past couple of days, unfortunately.
So I'm sure you're busy with plenty of stuff. I just thought I'd mention it. But yeah, no. If you want to, if you're asking how you can trust us, I'd say just give us a chance and we'll show you that we can. We've got money, we've got contacts, we'll find things for you as long as you prove to be skilled and you can do what you say you can do.
She kind of just side eyes him even more. When's Citro gonna be here?
That is a good question because that lady is busy. I would guess at night is the best time to catch her. Or if you want, I can just tell her you were looking and just let me know where you'll be, and maybe she'll come find you.
I mean, I don't know if she wants to be showing her face around town that often, but I can return at nighttime.
All right, yeah, sure. He says, well, she's actually, well, some people know who she is, but not everyone. I mean, most of the town doesn't know who runs the Blood Hand, or some of them don't even know if we're actually here.
Best to keep it that way, yeah?
Yeah, that's usually the plan. All right, I'll tell her that you'll be here tonight if you want to talk to her.
I appreciate it. Neil, maybe find a shirt or something.
And deny the world this awesomeness, and he flexes again.
She kind of sighs and walks out.
All right. What about Quentin? What's Quentin doing?
I'm guessing the reason he drank alcohol didn't work.
Oh, probably not.
Okay, cool. No, that's
Well,
cool.
at least not for now. And this isn't a druid thing. This is just something from your
No,
backstory.
that's his racial thing.
Oh, can you link the racial thing? Let me take a look
No,
at
no,
it.
it's not that. It's a thing on the. It's not an actual thing like on this. It's the thing that comes in the description of an ASMR. They have angelic guides.
Oh, okay. And that's not like a race
No,
feature?
no, no. It's not a race feature. It's just a thing they. Yeah, nah. It doesn't pop
All
up
right.
on there.
We'll say that for now you haven't gotten any
That's
guidance.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Quinton wakes up with a killer hangover because he doesn't drink much, and he's just like, I hate drinking. Assuming like he's woke, I'm gonna go with he woke up late and so with no one there. Oh god, what would he do?
Yeah, everyone's probably out and about at this point.
Um,
If you got nothing in mind, he could just wait a bit and see what the party comes back with.
I think he'd probably just go wandering around town.
Sure.
See who he runs into if he runs into anyone.
Yeah, you'd probably run into Duranu and no one at the marketplace.
Okay.
That's kind of on the beaten path, so you'd probably see them both engaging in different activities there.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, so some time passes. You all kind of do your thing. No one you would finish selling, and I don't know if you were buying anything, but Melody would agree to get you a potion at the end of each day for 4 days, and Durano, you finish your talks with the smith. Philia, head back to the Darkwater Inn, right?
Yes.
So I'll just say, for simplicity's sake, that you all meet up at the Darkwater Inn probably around lunchtime.
Yeah, real quick. Would I have been able to get the blacksmith to punch out the insignia like straight away so I could have that?
Sure, if you want right now, he can do that quick. It's not that hard. So he'd knock that out and give it to you.
Cool.
Yeah.
So in total, in the bag of holding, we have 284 gold pieces and 230 silver pieces. And that does not include the trunk of coin.
Mm-hmm.
From everything we've sold that we've collected, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, that's the party treasury currently.
Um,
Oh,
Do
go ahead.
do we want to keep that as a party treasury, or do we want to separate, or do we want to split that up?
So, yeah,
I'd say keep it.
I will say that Marcellinus, he might come back later and ask to split up the treasury just because he might need some funds for what he's doing with the priests. Split it 5 ways, because you don't know what happened to Moonbiter. He doesn't. He says, "Well, I guess we could split it 6 ways just in case we bump into Moonbiter again, because he was part of all this. I feel a little bit strange not giving him a cut."
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and give Marcy her cut of the money.
Oh, are you sure, Philia? I don't
Yeah.
need that much. I just needed a little bit. I would be fine with us just taking our even shares of the.
No, you're gonna be here more in town than the most of us, and you're probably gonna have more interaction with people in need. I'd rather go to them than me spending money on silly things.
All right. Let me use the calculator just to make your job a little bit easier. No one.
Now.
What's the gold piece amount?
So we have 37 total, or 307 total. Divided by 6 is 51 gold pieces and 51.16.
So why don't we say it's 306? Then we just do 51 and leave the 1 gold piece in the treasury, just to make it easier. So everyone gets 306 gold pieces.
Okay.
Or wait, sorry. No, everyone gets 51 gold pieces. Right?
Yeah. Everyone gets 51 gold pieces.
So everyone add 51 gold. I'll add it to the 2 players who are not currently here.
Ophelia gave her cut to Marcy.
Marcin. All right, so he gets 102.
Mhm.
He feels a little bad, but he accepts. And I guess Marcelna says, why don't you keep the 51 gold pieces in the treasury for now for Moonbiter? So it would be 52 gold pieces in there. And hopefully hopefully he comes back, and if not, well, I'm sure he would want the group to use it to do the best they could. Okay. So yeah. What about the silver pieces? You said.
I just combined them.
Oh, you like turn them into gold?
Yes.
All right. So usually you would have to actually go do that, but we'll say for this time it's fine.
Yeah, no, it was just easier for math reasons. It was 230 silver pieces.
Okay.
So we could just say that all the silver
Uh,
pieces are in the treasury.
well, we can. So I mean, we already did the math. We can say while you were at the marketplace, you converted them. That's fine.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Doranu goes. Who did he go? Blacksmith goes to get the half plate.
Okay. So yeah, what's the group doing now? What's the plan? Or actually, you know what? Why don't we do a quick 5 minute break, and you
Please
guys can stretch, use the restroom, discuss, and I'll be right back. Make sure my dogs haven't destroyed the house.
go
One
fast.
moment.
Okay. I will throw the insignia from Graves to Philia though, because she
Are you...
wanted that insignia as a trophy.
yes.
So you've got Graves' insignia now.
Cool. Okay, let me put that in my inventory. Um,
You couldn't have his head, so you've got his badge.
hell yeah. It's like what, a pound? Okay.
Oh,
Grave.
I
Captain Graves. Insignia? I can't spell. Insignia. There it is. Um, given to Hydronu.
and then I guess the next decision that we need to make is whether we go and scout before we get the Bloodhounds help.
Well, Marcellinus, well, never mind. He's not part of the group anymore. He's doing his own thing. So now it's only Duranu, Quentin, and Karen and Philia. So do we all agree Bloodhand or?
Yeah, I'm for the Blood Hand personally. I've always kind of been like wanting to join the Blood Hands, but Marcellinus was the only. I think Marcellinus was the only person who was kind of like preventing us from joining.
Uh huh.
Serrano refuses to make a decision, but will go with what you say.
Oh boy. Okay.
I have to warm up. Auto, no. No barking. No, we don't need it. No.
All the barking.
All
Ah,
Sorry.
the all the barking.
I have to warm up
I
my
want to
tea.
hear it.
Oh.
Like your mic wasn't picking it up, but
Okay. Dawn, I guess I have to start carving out Grave, Captain Graves.
yeah, I think we settled on like it was just like riveted in, so it would have just been a case of popping rivets out.
So does
Okay.
anybody remember what he was saying about the Phoenix University? Because I was definitely listening.
Basically, he was saying that most people who do magic go to Phoenix University and study. Otherwise, the only other way to get in is no,
Through an art
no,
civ group.
And he was
noble.
sponsor, which is really, really
Yeah,
rare.
noble people, noble kids go there and do magic. Normal people can't. Only the very exceptional get sponsored by a wizard and get in. But that's like natural talent. But a
Okay.
load more people don't just do magic anyway, and they're kind of like illegally.
Right, and they're the ones who they're the ones who produce the legal wizards, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're the ones who make it like the
Because
like
I've
basically
never,
like licensed
I'm
shit.
pretty open with like the fact that I'm a wizard. So I didn't realize you had to be
Hey, don't worry. I'm a druid and I don't know this shit. And I'm doing magic left, right, and center.
Yeah,
like I
like
mean I probably would have been way more subtle about it if I knew I was illegal.
Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you are legal because you were in the courts.
Well, that's what I was asking.
But weren't
yeah, but you
you
said that was
kind of an elf?
unlikely. Do you have a forger's kit?
I'm confused. Confused.
Don't
Let me
worry. You don't
see.
need to worry about it. As a warlock, you're okay.
No, 'cause I thought that Karen was the elf in the high courts, right?
I
Like that's
was
the
Yeah.
lore?
yeah, I was in well, I think I was what's that person that you what's that person that you sent into a foreign country?
Diplomat.
Diplomat.
A diplomat. Not a diplomat, they live there.
Ba- ambassador.
Ambassador. Yeah. It was like an elven ambassador, I think.
Okay.
Oh, so
I
you're an
still
Especially
elven
as a
ambassador.
community.
I still need to figure out the backstory. I'm having a hard time with it
Yeah.
because I don't.
But would the elves have done licenses like people do, or would the elves have just been like, "Nah, we're elves. We do it anyway. Fuck you."
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make something up.
well,
I know nothing about this place, you guys. This is my first game in this world.
Just make
so,
shit up. I've invented my own little area, and he's gone like, "Yeah, that's up there." I'm like, "Cool, great."
yeah, like Durani's from like a fucking Drake Warden like tribe that's just so far off it doesn't matter.
The problem is that my backstory is so tied to the ruling government
Yeah, but the
that's
magic thing, like,
that's
you can
already
use
been
it as
established.
yeah, but you could use it as it's that overlap where the elves are okay with it because if you say you've got a license from the people, and the humans are okay with it because you say elves don't do licenses.
Well, I have to talk to DM
Okay.
about it.
What's up?
Welcome back.
I didn't realize I'd been doing magic illegally.
Oh, well, most people do magic illegally. You just generally, it kind of depends, like, where you are when you're doing it. Because if no one's reporting you, it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, most people who practice magic kind of do it in secret.
That's
The
not very good to it every day.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone in the group has any licensing for magic.
No, and I would just be doing it out in the open because
Generally, nature magic is less regulated just because druids and rangers that can do magic are so rare. Philia is probably in the most danger as a warlock because the general arcane establishments don't trust magic from like demonic patrons or whatever patrons.
Which is why I try to hide her face, but it's okay. The town seems cool.
Yeah, I mean you're in a border town. They don't even have an office for the Crimson Mage here. If things got really bad and you decided to burn down the town with magic or try to attack the town with magic, one might show up in like a few weeks and see what's going on.
The
But yeah,
bounce, nice to see. Never seen again. Never seen anything again.
yeah, it's not like they're just gonna teleport in unless you're some kind of wanted magical like terrorist guy who's been like attacking nobility or anything.
Who, me?
yeah,
Yeah, and they don't know you're here, so
Yeah.
so that's a big help for you.
Nice.
Chaos! Let's kill them all.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering because it's like I am out here buying magic ink and saying and telling people I am a wizard.
Yeah, generally that's not going to come back to because like they would just assume you have a license
Yeah.
unless you're using your magic to do like bad things. Most people don't care. At least out here, if you were in like the inner cities like the capital or one of the more like even if you were in Highgard, the city you just came from, they actually have arms of the Crimson Blade there who might look into you if they thought you were doing something bad.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I had mentioned that when you made your character, but maybe I had missed that.
Nope.
Yeah, the Phoenix Guild is very careful about magic use where they can control it.
Okay.
Anyway, so what does everyone want to do?
It's something we can chat about later.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the bag of holding sorted. Again, if anybody has anything that they want to stick in there, any like random things from like their different packs that they're not using on a regular basis, feel free to dump them in there.
I will put 4 potatoes into the bag of holding.
Oh, there you go. There are now 4 potatoes in the bag of holding.
All right.
I won't put 4 potatoes into the bag of holding because I've been taking them out of my magic rucksack and storing up my potatoes. So I
Wait,
can have feet.
won't they go
feed myself.
bad or like?
Yeah, well,
The
they'll
potatoes.
eventually, but they'll probably keep better in the bag of holding.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
there's no air in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
making sure.
So eventually they'll probably go bad, but for now they're probably fine.
Okay then. Then yeah, we'll put 4 potatoes into the bag of holding, and I'll put 1 in there daily.
You probably
Start saving
don't.
up
You
my-
probably don't have to track that. It's not. It's not going to be an issue. You can just remember that you're doing that.
Okay.
So
At
yeah,
some point.
it is about 12 in the afternoon on the 3rd of fall. There have been some people coming to ask you about what's going on with the fight against the bandits. Do you want to tell them about what you're doing, or still kind of keep it tight-lipped?
Maybe not all the violence, but maybe just like things are getting handled and the town won't get attacked as more often.
Okay, so you're just kind of giving them a basic like we're handling it type thing.
Yeah,
Okay, fair
not the
enough.
murder that happened. Just keeping it like PG.
Sure.
Like keeping it PG.
I don't see an issue with telling them that we have just struck like a major blow to them and took out a captain.
The thing is, Felia doesn't really feel safe at the town because now she's encountered 2 tieflings who are just like her, that were working with the Iron Tide. And if she were to say they've fought 2 tieflings, they're gonna be like, oh, you know? They're gonna be like, oh, like,
Are they actually tieflings?
yeah, they're tieflings.
They're kind of hobgoblin tieflings, but they are technically infernal blooded humanoids.
So
I see no reason to mention the race of the people that we've killed, but we've killed a captain of the Iron Tide. That's like dealing a major blow. It would help with town morale.
So you are going to mention
So-
that you took out a captain?
oh boy.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not talking to people of the town.
Okay.
But
You're just talking. You're talking PR strategy right now.
yeah, I'm just talking PR strategy with the group as people are coming up and being like,
Quinton is hungover as fuck, so Quinton ain't saying shit.
He's just got bloodshot eyes.
He really, like, this is the worst Quinton has ever looked, and yet he still looks good.
Sparkly hair, sparkly friggin'
Like, even
Yeah.
the bloodshot eyes look like, almost like they're like contact lenses. You're like, oh my god, they look gorgeous.
All right. So who is going to be doing the talking then, or is anyone going to be talking?
I'll do the talking.
All right. Give me a persuasion check. As you
You just hear
help her?
grumbles.
Can I
interact
help
with.
her with that?
Yeah. You can both roll if you both want to talk. That's fine.
You
Okay.
just hear Quinton grumbling and moaning, trying to keep booze and food down.
And you are telling them that you took out a captain and that you dealt a
I think
major blow?
we just say that we dealt like a pretty heavy blow to their ranks.
Okay. So you do some talking while you're in the marketplace and at the inn about having a
I did that I would tell stories and stuff.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, what does the group want to do next? It is now the afternoon, and you're all assembled at the Darkwater Inn.
So
So-
are we to head out to the mines? Or I guess we want to talk to Cithrall.
I'm going back to sit the Bloodhound base in a little bit actually. I talked to Neil, and
Okay.
while I feel he's being honest, I don't think I fully trust him just yet. I know they're a better option, but
Well,
something's bothering me.
I'll go with you and I'll see if I can tease it out of them.
Shock would mention, because I assume he's kind of hanging out with the group now. He says, "I guess we don't have to throw our hat in with either side just yet. But it would be good to have support of one of the factions just because of all the manpower and the supplies and possible money they could provide to help fund this."
I nod and disagree.
So, just something to think about. Because if we do agree to help one of them before we leave, they might give us something to help us with our journey. Maybe send some
Okay.
people with us. But, yeah,
Hmm.
just my thoughts. We could also just go there and check it out ourselves and maybe come back.
Oh, you're coming with
Potentially.
us, Shock.
Sorry, what?
You're coming with us, Shock?
He says, I was hoping to. I could stay here if you would rather I just stay and watch over the town. I mean, if we're attacked, I could definitely help in the defense, but it seems like you all could use some help on this journey, so I'm definitely willing to help. I still got some payback for the caravan attack and the men I lost.
Do you think Melody would come?
Melody is a little bit too valuable to lose on the battlefield right now.
Give me a... Actually, when you say that, give me a insight check. As Shock kind of gives a little bit of a strange look.
As like Shock is saying that like he can fight and stuff, I'm just gonna like look at no one and just into her head and just question, just like, wait, this guy can actually fight. Why has he been waiting here?
Can I respond telepathically or
Not telepathically, no.
I'll just
It's one
say
win for me.
I'll tell you later.
So you get the feeling Shock is uncomfortable when you say you want to bring Melody along. And he would say, I think she'd be more valuable here helping the people. She just got her healing shop set up, and I know there's a lack of doctors here and still people suffering because of the siege. And you get the feeling he doesn't want her to come because he's afraid she'll get killed.
Oh.
I'm waiting on my armor,
Well,
which is going
perhaps
to take 4 days.
I will ask her opinion and see what she thinks.
He nods. He says, yeah, that's fine.
Rather than making decisions for her.
He nods,
Oh, no.
seeming a little uncomfortable.
I just kind of give him a giggle and a little bit of a wink. Not flirty, but just like yeah, I know, like I see what you mean.
All right. He
So, like,
seems... So you're kind of like letting him know you know how he feels or understand. He seems a little bit embarrassed and just nods and says, that's fair. All right. So, yeah, what's going to happen? What's going on?
Well, now it's afternoon, right?
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. You guys are... I'll say that the group is within the private room discussing things.
It's
The Darkwater Inn War Room.
Yeah, I was gonna say for like the first time, Darren is like not using his Drake to keep people away from him, but he's still growling at them if they approach.
Oh well, yeah. No one's coming into this room but you all
Okay.
And the barmaids.
and the barmaids. Yeah, bringing you your food and your drinks.
A quick question, DM, because I can't find it in the chat. Can you maybe post the upkeep and like maybe a resource or important campaign information?
Oh, like the daily upkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one doing +2. Everybody else is just. I'm the only one doing 2.
Yeah,
Everybody else two.
if you're doing normal, it's 1 gold piece a day. But
Oh, 1 gold piece. I put 8 gold pieces.
no. So here, I'll post the chart.
Damn, girl, you living like a queen.
Yeah. You just
Oh,
gave
well,
all your
there's
money
one.
to Marcy. How are you living so well? So you can live up to wealthy here. You can't live aristocratic, but yeah, you can live up to wealthy. Usually people go modest. If you, like I said, if you do live above modest, make sure you're recording how long you do so, because that does give you benefits.
Is it every time we come back, or just generally how long?
Just generally, so you can just record the total number of days that you've lived above modest and which level you've lived at. Like
Okay,
it might open like quests later and such.
I think it's been like, how long have we been in town, like roughly? Because I've been doing it ever since we went to town. A week.
Yeah, but you did spend some time outside of town, so just start recording now. You could say maybe like 2 days.
Okay.
But
yeah,
yeah,
well, I had 2 days before. Then I just added a third day.
yeah.
So 3 days. Okay.
So 3 days, and I've also been living comfortable.
Paying for the good life.
I'm
Well,
still living wretched, but paying for my horse to be stabled.
Yeah. You just like, well, I mean, you don't sleep in the, well, I guess you do sleep in the park, but you have a little house in the park. So you're not exactly wretched. You kind of have a dwelling.
Okay.
Yeah, like, it's a lot harder for them to just steal your stuff, because you do have a space.
Okay, that's fine. So, do we need to leave and go check out this mine straight away, or like, are we now on any time frame?
Well, I
No, I
imagine,
don't.
I
Carry on.
imagine this is one of those things where sooner is better. But we don't exactly have a deadline that we have to meet.
Well, it was Graves organising the attacks on the towns and the farms and stuff, right? That's what we learned. Was that what we
Yeah.
learned?
He was following the orders of Orcard, so you would know that you probably bought yourself some time, but I mean, if you wait too long, he might just send someone else to start doing it again. You don't know what Orcard's plan is in all this. It seems like he wanted to keep Blackwater off balance from his letter. So, yeah, you're not sure what he plans to do now, or what all this is for.
Okay. I would be a lot more armoured if we wait a few days. Plus,
Get
we'd have the
your-
healing potions.
Yeah. The iron tongue.
Yeah, and if you all get a chance, I don't know if you've seen it already, but there is a downtime revisited section that has a lot of different things you could do during downtime and put time towards to improve yourselves or make money or any number of different things. So I'd say if you have a chance, look over that from the compendium.
Compendium?
Yeah, the circle with the eye in it. Like, look up downtime revisited and just look at some of the things you can be working on, like learning a new tool. You could try to be doing like criminal activities, learning a language. You could try to just work and make money. You could try to like help the town in some way. There's a whole bunch of them. Or if you come up with your own, just tell me what you're trying to do and we can make it happen.
Downtime revisited? Let me type it in.
Can I learn a language?
Yeah, so you would have to find a teacher, and it takes, I think it's 10 weeks minus your intelligence modifier.
Can I teach languages?
That would probably
Yeah.
be like working, so you could.
Yeah, like it would be me using my downtime as well as her.
Yeah,
Like, can I have Daranu teach me Goblin?
yes. So if you have someone in the group teaching you, you wouldn't have to pay a teacher. You'd still have to take the time. So here, let me.
Like, I should still have to pay the teacher.
I mean, if you wanna, yeah, if you wanna pay them, that's fine too.
Can I pay you in potatoes?
I'm joking.
Did you say pay him in taquitos?
Right? I'm like, ooh.
Potatoes.
Oh, potatoes. That makes more
I'm like,
sense.
that seems nice, you know? Seems nice.
All right, let me. Here, I'll look up learning a language.
Philia wants a rival.
I was also looking at the rival stuff.
To start finding people, on the street.
Clinton wants a rival too.
Just all looking for rivals. That usually happens more naturally over the storyline, but
Is your rival Neil?
kind of, yeah. All right, so what's your intelligence modifier?
+1.
So it'd take you 9 weeks of downtime to learn a language. And it usually costs 25 GP per week. A week counts as 5 days and 8 hours a day. So you don't have. Or go ahead.
I was going to say that's like a long full day. Cool.
Yeah, so you could actually, like, if you did some adventuring, then went back to town, if you left yourself 8 hours, you could still work on your downtime activity.
Okay.
But since you all are in the same party, you could probably, as long as you weren't doing strenuous activity for 8 hours, you could probably put days towards it, as long as you were together. If you were trying to teach her a language you knew already.
So, like, whilst we're traveling, could it be like count as half a day, like just as we're traveling, or?
Yeah, it really depends on. It doesn't. You don't usually count half days, but if, like, say you don't spend a lot of the day doing like adventurous stuff, like, you could put 8 hours towards it. You do still have to put. I don't think you could do like half a day. You would still have to put 8 hours in a day towards it to get credit.
Okay.
And you just kind of record how long you've been working on this for, and once you do it, you would get the language.
Sorry, my dog's barking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I think Neil being Clinton's rival, like good naturally, like that'll be really interesting. That'll be really interesting.
Yeah. Well, they had a different relationship in the other game.
Quinn.
Yeah, technically, that wasn't Quinton, that was Riven. And in fairness, we never got past him offering to have a date with me.
That's true. There was a
Riven
lot of
died.
flirting.
Riven died.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The loot fairy, right?
Yeah, that was the fairy. That was the treasure fairy, yeah.
He was at 1 hit point, then started yelling at someone with a crossbow. It didn't end well.
Yep. But Quinton was Quinton until the end. No, Riven was Riven to the end. Sorry, not Quinton.
Okay.
Quinton hasn't
Also,
hit the end yet.
Like,
I don't know. Right now, with how hungover he is, he may have.
Would you like a good berry? Would a good berry help with your hangover?
No, I don't. Don't.
All right.
Look,
So,
Quinton throws up.
and
Straight out the window.
Just a note to everyone watching: we are sort of in in between downtime, so that's why it's been less stuff going on. Everyone's everyone's sort of figuring out what they want to do next, and there's been RP and resource.
This is the accounting episode. This is
the
just
town,
working out
town / accounting episode. So, We had a pretty big action-packed, like, 3 or 4 episodes before this,
We're
and now we're
chilling.
kind of calming down.
Can
See.
Philly get a rival?
Well, like I said, you don't work towards a rival. It's not like you go out in the street and like, hey,
I love
man, you want to be my rival? It just sort of happens
Philia
over
goes-
time.
Philia goes around and goes, do you want to be my rival? No. Do you want to be my rival? No. Do you want to be my rival?
You
Just start
start,
swinging
you
everybody.
start
Start
pushing,
swinging.
pushing people around. Like, hey, you want some of this? That's what I thought. No? Yeah, back off, Joe. Back off, bub.
Standing by the job board in front of a poster that says "Rival Wanted."
Yeah, you got like the little strips of paper, the phone
Yeah.
number. Will you be my rival?
And the description is just a picture of like a with the bottom bit of a face just hidden by a hood.
Yeah, just giving you the stank eye. But no, does the group want to just pass some days in town? Is that what you want to happen?
Durano needs to wait for his armor, so I suppose we are just going to wait till that.
We're down
Are
Moss
we?
Island, so
Yeah, we're gonna wait for Daranu's armor. We're going to kind of gather, kind of figure out our positioning with the Blood Hands.
If we're siding with the
Philly's
Blood
still
Phantom.
going to go talk with Cithril in the evening, so
Mhm.
Quince is going to come with you just because he's rough as fuck. He's just following.
All right. Do you all want to go talk to Cithril in the evening?
I mean, Karen was coming as well.
Oh, am I still hungover? Okay.
All right.
I don't see any reason why Darren would need to go, so he wouldn't.
All right. He just hangs out. Okay. So the day is passing. We'll say around maybe 8. You go talk to her.
Yeah. Downtime ensues.
Yeah, so you could spend the day working on a downtime project. Just if you do that, record what you're doing, and yeah, just put a day towards it. And you would have to pay the costs up front. So, like, if you're learning a language, well, I guess if someone's teaching you, then you wouldn't have to worry. But yeah, you could put a day towards like teaching her. You said you were going to teach her a language.
Yeah, I'll teach you. What do
Goblin.
you want to learn? You've got a few
Goblin.
options. Goblin, okay.
Okay.
Goblin or Orcish, if you know it.
I don't know Orcish. I know Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, and Sylvan.
Okay,
Dang.
yeah, Goblin I think is the most would
He's
be the
a-
most useful right now.
He's a European half dragon.
So I took a gap year and I've travelled and I've picked up the
Yeah.
accent.
He just picked up a bunch of languages. All right. So
Even though he got hit by lightning and ended up in the Fey realm.
yeah, it was a
So
crazy
you-
year.
Goblin, right? Quentin, you do anything or no?
Nah.
No.
No
I don't know what
downtime yet.
Other than just like going to like natural water sources and just watching what like animals that live in the water so we can assume the form. Other than that, nah.
Okay. Living that nature boy life. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you could kind of put downtime towards the thing you were talking to me about, trying to
Okay, yeah.
figure out.
Do that then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
that.
So figuring out how to, what was it?
Contact. The angelic guide.
Guidance. Okay. So yeah, we'll say you can just put that you're working on that.
Yeah. Okay.
So at nighttime, the three of
Julio
you
wants
head over to the Bloodhand base. And when you get there, Cithril is indeed there. So she greets you. She says, good. I was going to go check the Darkwater Inn. I'm glad you came. I was told you wished to
What?
speak with me.
Yes. How have you been? What have you been up to?
It's been a bit. I have people keeping an eye on some of my enemies, and I've been in contact with some of my allies in Highguard about possibilities for the future. She says to be as cryptic as possible, and she gives you a wink.
So Philia kind of just the bush and like quietly places Captain Gray's insignia on Cithral's desk. He kind of just looks at her and goes, "So something happened, and
She says,
I
"Oh,
may have I may have accidentally killed Captain Graves in my
well, he was one
I,
of Orcard's people, so I'm not surprised that you had to fight him. It seems you've done well."
uh." She kind of rubs her arm sheepishly. It kind of costed the group a little bit of suffering, but I just wanted to go ahead and open up that we're open to working with you, but we have some questions.
Of course, that's more than fair. What are your questions?
Feel like kind of like Karen before like kind of holding her tongue before like Karen gives her the go ahead.
Go ahead. Phil's just
So
kind of
group mom anyway, um, I feel like kind of like goes on a list, basically asking Cithral what's her goal with her group working with us. What's the outcome she's looking forward to? If she plans on attacking Blackwater at a time
Is
in the future, and what is our main
oh
job
oh
working with them?
slow down, dear. Let's get those one at a time. Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
What was your first question? What's my goal?
Goal with going to the mines. Like, what's the main purpose of going there?
Well, as we spoke about a little bit before, there was a dagger stolen from Blackwater's caravan, and it's something I'm going to need if I want to continue my initial investment here. As I told you, Blackwater brought me here because he needed the services of me and my people. He has an expedition he's planning, and the expedition requires that dagger, as well as a few other things. So, the main purpose of attacking the Iron Tide is to retrieve this dagger that they've taken.
What's the dagger?
The dagger is a magical key to something much more valuable. It's one of several keys. Did you speak with Blackwater about any of this?
We think he's a snake, so no.
Give me. Are you being persuasive or deceptive right now?
No, I'm just being honest.
Give
Being
me.
honest.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check then.
Just being honest. She did not like Blackwater.
And I'll give you advantage on that. Because
Persuasion?
because she also does not like Blackwater. Not the best.
Yep.
She says, I'm a little bit hesitant to give you too much information until I know I can trust you. But as I said, I am willing to pay you handsomely to get that dagger, as well as provide support in the endeavor.
well, in that aspect, it seems our goals align. Um, we are also looking for some support when we head up to the mine.
She says, "Oh, so then you've found the coordinates that you were looking for."
Yes, we did.
May I see them?
How can we can trust you?
Perhaps once we have come to an agreement,
She
trust
says,
is
yeah, she says, how about I'll pay you 500 gold pieces for them? No strings attached. I just want the to see the piece of paper with the coordinates. Assuming
I
you're
want to
telling me the truth.
I want to insight her on, like, just general. I don't trust her.
Alright, yeah, you can roll insight.
Wood elf racism. Wood elf racism.
It's not nothing to do with the wood elf. I just don't trust her.
So, you don't get the feeling. I mean, you don't think she's lying. You think she'll give you 500 gold pieces if you give her the coordinates.
I just find her shifty. I'm literally just like suspicious of everything she does. Okay.
She says, I'll give you the 500, you show me the coordinates, and you can still decide to work with me or not work with me. She says, and as long as you don't try to deceive me, I will not stand for that.
Oh,
Just,
I mean, as long as you don't try to deceive us, I suppose we are in agreement there.
She
Iron Man
nods.
Um,
you.
does Duranu still have the coordinates?
Hmm?
Does Duranu still have the coordinates?
Wish
Uh,
it.
who took that piece of paper? Was it Duranu?
The small one from the tiefling thing, or from the one from
No,
Captain
from the
Gray?
chest, from Captain Graves. That's the one where you
Okay.
had the note.
Yeah. No
I
one
think
took it, but it was me that figured out where it was in relation to the camp.
So
Yeah.
I think no one has that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll kind of look her kind of like up and down. Make
You,
it
sorry, go ahead.
make it 600 gold and we have a deal.
Give me a persuasion check. Remember, you can use inspiration. Well, never mind. So she looks you up and down and says, "Fine, 600. Say, call it a show of friendship between us as well. Hopefully, it shows that I am willing to pay for good work." And she nods at one of the guys behind her, who goes into the back and comes out with a big old chingly bag of money.
And I hope this shows that we are able to provide good work.
She nods.
And
It does.
I'll take out the slip of paper and
Give it to
I'll
her.
hand it to her.
All right. She looks it over, nods, and calls in one of her people, speaking to them in Thieves' Cant.
I
Hands.
speak.
If you speak Thieves' Cant, she basically says, take these down. Get me a copy made of this map as well. He nods and takes the map away for a moment.
Oh, I would prefer that in view if that's all right.
She gives you a half smile and says in Thieves' Cant, do it at my desk then. She says, very well, he can do it here. It's probably smart. You don't know my intentions yet. And the guy nods, brings some ink and paper, and starts kind of scribbling a copy. He says, so, does this show that I'm serious about hiring you all?
I'll look to Philia.
Can I
You like
count on
this?
can I count on your support?
I have one more question, and please try to be honest with me, yeah?
I will.
After you get what you need from this town, are you going to remain?
Hell no, she says. There's nothing here. The only reason I came here was because of this project Blackwater was bringing me on. I wouldn't be here if I had already accomplished what I came here to do. What would I gain from staying? This place has nothing.
She like kind of just like her eye kind of just twitches a little bit. So, are you saying that you wouldn't care what happened to the town if you got what you needed and you left Blackwater in the dust?
She says, I don't want people to suffer, but my reasons for being here are directly related to Blackwater. If that's what you're asking. I do hope the town recovers and does well. I mean, commerce will benefit everyone, a stronger empire and such. But I'm not going to try to do any charity works here. At least not beyond what I've already done for the survivors and their families.
Fila kind of just like takes a moment to breathe and like she's getting a little bit nervous. Can I ask for a favor then? Not from the group, but from myself.
Says you can ask whatever you like.
After we've done our part of your, I guess, mission, would you mind helping us with getting Blackwater out of his seat?
Getting him out of his seat. What do you mean?
He has too much control of this town, and the people are brainwashed.
Oh, well, funny you should say that. The next part of the plan will probably put us in opposition to Blackwater and his forces. But I don't want to make that move yet, because it would draw way too much attention and possibly ruin my current plan.
I understand, but can you at least do a favor to myself? Because I don't want the people of this town suffer anymore.
She shrugs. She says, I mean, I can't promise I will kill him, but there is something that I need from him.
Felix kind of looks to the side and like snaps her finger, like dang it. But like, um, but she's
Yeah,
like, okay.
we'll talk about this later, but
She says, yes,
that,
it's a good possibility, though.
Felix kind of just nods and gives Karen a nod.
Did you have any other questions?
Is Quentin just kind of in the corner, like, my head?
I'm not, I know I'm not going up my head. I'm sitting in the corner just watching the whole thing, just watching her like passive everything just going off. I suppose just like watching her body language, seeing if she's lying or she's hiding shit and stuff like that.
I mean, she obviously hasn't told you everything because it sounds like there's more to this, but doesn't you don't get the feeling she's trying to deceive you.
Okay.
You don't think she said anything dishonest? Although you would guess she's probably way better at lying than most.
Hmm.
She says, "Is that all then? Are we good?"
He looks at Karen and like just kind of shrugs. She's done with her questioning.
All right. Well, if you do plan to go to the mines, let me know because I'd like to send some support with you. She says, "From what I know of the Iron Tide, they have a large force, and it would be suicidal to take them head to head. So, most likely, it will require a good amount of subterfuge work." Maybe some hit and run tactics. I haven't seen their camp or know their exact force number, but yeah, I think this will help us greatly.
All right
well,
then.
that is certainly in our wheelhouse.
Oh, and do not by any mean, or make sure you don't tell anyone you're working with us, as the Blood Hand do not have a good reputation in this town. In fact, I would say you should make Blackwater think that you're working with him, just to stay on his good side.
Oh, we
That
want
sounds
that.
yeah.
But how you handle this is up to you. Also, Karen, you keep getting like really muffled, so I can't hear what you're saying.
Sorry.
No worries. I don't know if that's with your mic or something going on where you are.
I'm just balancing on my knee.
Oh, all right. She says, I will be here if you need anything. And yeah, just let me know. Or do you know when you're going to leave to investigate these mines?
In a couple of
Um,
days.
yes, we're waiting on some armor. But as soon as that's done and ready, we'll be heading out.
Excellent. All right. I await your news of leaving, and I will prepare some resources for you so they're ready when you leave. And if that concludes our business, I will wish you all a good evening.
Take it easy then.
Can I just pull Ophelia to the side for 1 second, kind of out of the room?
Oh, well, I think you're all leaving now, unless you want to tell her to wait a moment.
I just want to ask quickly, or I guess it could just be out of game. Like, what did we decide? Are we joining forces with these people? Like, are we signing a contract with them or nah?
I believe we are, since Blackwater is obviously distasteful in our mouth right now. The problem being, though, is that Cithral recommended us to act with Blackwater like we're on his side, but that's gonna cause more drama than needed. So,
I'm just thinking if there's a contract for us to sign, we should probably sign it.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
So, I mean, the group can handle this however they want. You don't have to choose a side. You could try to investigate this by yourselves. You'll just have a lot less backup doing so. So, it sounds like the group's leading towards working with the Blood Hand. But,
Yes,
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to push you either way. Do you want to ask her to sign some kind of contract?
please.
She
Yes.
says, "Oh, do you mean for the deliverer to deliver me the dagger?"
Well, since we had talked about this before, and you sounded like you were interested in offering us a contract.
She says, "Very well. I suppose I can get something drawn up just to make sure there's no confusion. Do you have a price for this dagger that you'd want to be paid once you have it? Or would you rather be involved in my overall plan to use the dagger for something else?"
Well, I'm certainly curious about what this plan is and why this dagger is so important.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. Alright. She says, "Well, if you're going to work with me, I suppose we should talk about what this is all about. So originally, Blackwater got us together to retrieve 2 items for him. There are 3 in total, and he already has one. There is a ring, which Blackwater wears, a dagger, which Orcard now has, and an amulet. And she taps an amulet around her neck. She says, the 3 items were found, but because of the disagreement, they were split between the factions. All 3 are needed to open a vault, which exists underneath an undead city to the north of us, in the old ruins of Issac. Blackwater's plan was to retrieve the 3 items and open this ancient vault, and retrieve the magics and treasures inside of it. So we need to assemble the pieces, and I plan to take our forces up there to look for the vault under the city. That is the ultimate goal of, I assume, all 3 of these factions."
Underneath a undead city, you said?
She says, "Are you familiar with the city of Issac?"
The undead city. No, I don't believe so.
If you have history, you might know something about it.
Let me see.
You can make a history check, yeah.
Yeah.
Quentin, are you trained?
No.
So you heard something about a city that, strangely, everyone there died about 100 years ago, or they fled. You don't know exactly what happened, but it was a city at the edge of the empire. It was like a city that traded with the Nazic Empire in the desert. But no one, at least as far as you don't know what happened or why everyone died. But apparently there's just hordes and hordes of undead there now that still roam the streets, and it's kind of been abandoned by the Empire. No one really goes there anymore. It's kind of out of the way, so it's not something anyone has to worry about.
I tell everyone that.
Uh, yeah, she will nod. Cithril will nod at that. She says, yeah, we were looking to learn more about Isik and maybe hire a historian to help us, but so far we haven't got much info, other than that's where we need to go to get done what we have to get done. But that is Blackwater's plan as well, and I can only assume that Orcard is also thinking of doing this, as we all have a piece. But all three will need to be assembled for us to get into that vault. If you're interested in helping me, I could certainly use you. You've proven to be very, very effective. So, but if you want to just get me the dagger and be on your way, I'd be fine with that too.
Oh, I don't know about the rest of the group, but I'm certainly intrigued by what's in that vault.
She says, as am I, and as is Blackwater. I think he knows the most about Isik and what's in the vault, and he didn't tell me much. But the one thing he mentioned is power from a lost civilization from before the cataclysms, which definitely got piqued my interest. So any magic that old has got to be valuable and unique. So we are very much interested in getting our hands on it.
I can see why.
So I suppose I could write up some kind of contract that we would split the contents of this vault equally once we got into it, if you wish to come on as a partner. But in that case, I probably wouldn't be paying you large sums of money for helping me get the pieces. That would just be part of the deal. I could certainly pay you a little bit to help fund your, or pay you something to help fund your activities, but I'd be expecting you to be doing this to help us accomplish our overall goal.
Yes.
How much would be the base?
How much what?
Would be the base.
The base of what I'd pay you?
Mm.
Just to get the dagger, you mean?
Yes.
I don't know. I could probably send 300 gold pieces your way to help fund you after you get the dagger.
I mean, you gave me 600 just to find the location.
Yes, because you weren't a partner. If you were a partner with me, then I would have to split the contents of the vault, which will be much more valuable. So,
what if we weren't partners with you and we just got you the dagger?
if you just wanted to get me the dagger, I would probably be willing to pay you 1,500 gold pieces for it. But at that point, it would be understood that you would not be getting any split of the contents from this vault, and I might just go my own way to continue that venture myself.
Can we come back to you tomorrow to talk about this?
Yes, of course. I'm fine with you taking time to think and discuss. And if you do just want to get the dagger for now, and we can figure that out once you have the dagger, that's fine as well.
I appreciate it.
She nods and says, "And just remember, don't tell anyone what our plans are here."
Understood.
All right, we shall speak later then. Maybe I'll come have a drink with you all tomorrow.
I would like that very much.
She smiles and nods and she says, "Oh, have any of you seen Neil? I thought he was going to be here tonight, but he's been missing."
I saw him earlier, but when I was looking for you, but I don't really know where he's been.
Yeah, I got his message. He's probably just whoring somewhere. All right. Have a good evening.
And take it
I'll
easy now.
I'll stand up and like shake, like put my hand out to give her a shake, like to shake her hand.
All right. She gives you a half smile and offers you her hand as well, shaking.
I'll give her a wink.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Give me a persuasion check. Oh. She goes into a full smile and nods.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you then. Have a good evening, everyone.
We leave.
Nods.
All right, so you head out of the base. I assume head back to the Darkwater Inn,
Um,
to your war room.
what time? Like it's what time is it? It's fairly late, eh?
Yeah, so after the meeting, it would probably be about 8:30.
Do we want to go talk to Blackwater?
Maybe Karen and Quentin go.
Okay.
Quentin's been pretty quiet over there.
How are you feeling? Are you okay? You've been unusually quiet.
Yeah, no, I don't normally drink unless for something, and I just because I don't normally drink, I'm really not coping well.
Drink
Yeah,
more water.
I am. I'm drinking. If I drink any more, I'm going to turn into an ocean.
Maybe we can go ahead and take you by Marcy, see if we can help you out with that headache, yeah?
Believe me, there's nothing that will work. It's no, I'll be fine. I'll go. Let's go see Blackwater. Yeah.
All right. Ophelia, we'll talk to you after.
Yes, I'm gonna go look for Darno now.
Sounds good.
All right, who's going to speak with Blackwater?
Quentin and Karen.
All right. Quentin and Karen head over there.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So it's pretty late when you get there. It's probably about 9 o'clock. There are guards at the gates, people keeping an eye on things. The guards at the gate would recognize you and offer you entry, escorted entry, bringing you to Blackwater, who's talking to some of his mercenaries in his hall. He would give you a polite bow as you approach and say, the heroes return. So, what have you got for me?
So sorry for the late hour.
Oh, that's fine. He says, I'm up pretty late with my studies.
I see that. Listen, we haven't been able to find the magical dagger yet. However, we do have a lead on its location.
He says, yes, I assume it's being kept at the mines.
Well, it's we believe Orkhart has it, and we are planning on going there sometime in the next week or so to the mines to retrieve it for you. We have just returned, having slain the Captain Graves and taken out the Iron Tide's main base here.
Give me a persuasion check. With advantage. He claps. He says, well done, well done. That should mean good news for the town, hopefully. Less attacks.
Yes.
Have you informed the mayor of this development?
No, we haven't yet. We came straight to you, actually.
He says, well, it doesn't help get the dagger back per se, but it will probably make things easier overall to at least slow down the attacks on the town. So I think, a well calculated move. So, what is your next step?
Well, the next step, uh, like I said, preparing to leave and hit their main base sometime in the next week.
He says the forces of the Iron Tide are most likely numerous. If you go there, you might need some help. I can send some resources with you. I just need your word that you will bring me the dagger once this is accomplished.
You have my word.
Give me deception or persuasion. Are you deceiving or persuading?
Ooh, absolutely deceiving.
All right, give me. Oh, look at that. He smiles and says, "Excellent. Then I have some people I can send with you to possibly help in the attack on Blackwater. Or, sorry, on Orcard."
Wonderful. Do I see the ring?
He is wearing several rings. Uh, do you have a way of discerning which one it would be? I don't think so. So, yeah, you would just see him wearing several rings. But he says, "Did you have any, or did you know when you're going to be leaving?"
Like sometime in the next week. We're just waiting on the blacksmith.
Excellent. Well, if you, when you decide to leave, just let me know, and I will have some mercenaries ready to assist in the possible attack, or at least someone who can bring me information so I can send out more troops.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Is there a ring that's similar in design to my dagger?
Give me a deception check as he looks at you a little funny. He says, "What do you mean?"
Sorry, I was asking the DM.
Oh, gotcha. Do you have history?
I do.
So give me a history check. You might recognize some of the craftsmanship of the rings he's wearing. So your dagger is elven crafted. And actually now I'm gonna go have to look up some notes. Let's see.
Figure out which ring it is, then cut off his finger and run.
Oh, I was slowly
Hiya!
planning on trying to sleight of hand
Sneak
pickpocket
attack.
him.
Let's see.
If I can
That's
figure
a
out which
dangerous
one.
game.
That would be very dangerous.
It's a dangerous game, but I like it.
So, so you don't see any of the rings he's wearing as being elven crafted from the 12th cycle, which is where your dagger comes from. At least the imitation craftsmanship. However, he is wearing one ring that looks dwarven crafted to you that may also be from the 12th cycle. A very old piece. The other rings seem more modern. So the racial crafting doesn't match, but the time period of one of his rings matches.
Okay. I'll kind of like keep that in the back of my head. So, what exactly do you need this dagger for? Out of curiosity.
Give me another persuasion check. He says, I have a project that requires several old artifacts from the 12th cycle. All you need to know is I'm willing to pay very well to acquire them, and I will continue to pay very well if you continue to help me."
see. You know, we're absolutely willing to help you with whatever you need.
He nods. He says, and I am absolutely willing to make you rich for your services.
Yes, it's not always money that we require. I mean, sometimes it's just, you know, a good old, sorry, I'm blanking on the word. Sometimes it's just friendship.
He says, friendship. What do you mean?
You know, you do something for me, I do something for you.
He says, well, that is generally where the money part comes in. Is there something else you require?
Just your good graces.
He says, well,
From
you.
from a such a powerful man such as yourself. I mean, to be in your favor
He says,
would
well,
be
sorry, go ahead. You can keep going.
would be so delightful.
He says, well, you so far are in my good graces, as you've all performed admirably. If you would like to join me for dinner at some point, I'd be happy to have you all to my house and we can speak more. But I guess I'm not completely sure as to exactly what friendship means. But if there are specific things you need for your services, I am. My family is extremely powerful, and I can probably get them for you.
Yes, your family. We've all heard of them, but
Look,
you,
I,
sir,
I haven't.
Who are those guys?
are you, sir, are on the cusp of greatness. I can tell.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. Alright, he smiles. He says, well, I do what I can. I certainly find a lot of fulfillment with these ancient digs and these pieces from history. The stories behind them are fascinating, and the powers they often unlock can be quite useful.
Yes, there's always more to learn from our history, isn't there? But
Indeed. Are you
yes,
a historian?
I dabble.
Oh, I did not know that. He says, I assume you've done some research into this dagger and where it comes from?
A little bit. A little bit. From what I could at least figure out, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of information in the town. It's Elven,
Did
I
you
believe.
ever show him your replica?
Nope.
Okay, so you have that hidden, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, well, the story behind the dagger is a bit fascinating. It's known as the Dagger of Asiok. It was created by the elves and given to the Therian Empire as a show of friendship during a time of great unease. The large empires used gifts like these often to foster understanding and friendship between them. There was some sort of magical villain that they had worked together to defeat. And this was one of the items that came out of that friendship. I believe there were two other items, but the three were all made by the different factions and given to the Dwarf King of the time.
I thought it was given to the Teruvian.
He says, what do you mean?
Oh, you said the dagger was given by the elves to the Teruvians. I th and that what does the Dwarf King have to do with it?
Says no, no. The dagger was made by the elves and given to the Tharian Empire. It was the empire of the 12th cycle. The Teruvian Empire did not exist back then. This was 1,000 years ago.
Right. Sorry, I did say I dabbled.
No worries, no worries. But yes, it's a bit of a fascinating story. If you haven't read it all, I suggest looking into it. What
Will
about
do.
you, friend? He looks to you, Quentin. Do you know anything about the history of these lands?
Quentin's. No, when we walked in, he was like planning stuff like on a table.
He was what?
Was he planning? Was he like researching or looking at stuff on a table like a map thing, or just?
No, he was just sort of talking to several individuals.
Okay.
Probably the most interesting one was a high elf, because you rarely see high elves. But there is a high elven woman there who's kind of dressed in wizard like garbs. And all of them kind of went off to do other things when you all entered.
And all the books. I'm guessing are there books in here or like anything like written like I don't know,
So
book wise.
the main entry hall here has kind of been turned into a makeshift like study slash storage area, because there's like a bunch of crates around. There's a bunch of bookcases that have been brought in. There are tables. So there's a bunch of people in his main hall who are, you assume, helping him plan for whatever his expedition is. Which now you probably know what his expedition plans are.
Are there any books here that I can see with my passive perception of 22 that's like Isik or make me think of Isik?
So actually, if you're looking around while he was talking, the
Yep.
elf woman is sitting at a table with several books that have Isik in the title.
Okay. So then when he asks me that, I will then say, I thought the dagger was something to do with Isik and that whole zombified city.
He seems kind of surprised and says, no, no, the dagger existed. Oh, well, I mean, he says Isik was, it was called something different back then. It was part of the Tharian Empire, which, I mean, all these lands were dwarven in the 12th cycle. None of this was held by humanity. That was their, that area was where their capital was. It's where Isik is today. But the dagger, he kind of looks at you suddenly and says, "Why did you bring up Isik?"
Oh, because you've got books that say it, so I assumed you automatically knew that it was tied there. You just weren't. You
Give
didn't make
me give me a deception or persuasion check. Your
Gosh
choice.
dang it.
the. Quentin shit at this shit. Oh well, let's see. Ah, there we go.
He looks at you kind of curiously.
Oof, 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 oof.
He says, huh. Well, no, the dagger doesn't have much to do with the city of Isik. It wasn't around when the pieces were initially crafted. Sorry, did I interrupt you? Did you said your name was Karen Tim, right?
Yep.
Sorry if I interrupted you, Karen. I just felt your friend wasn't talking much, so I wanted to make sure you didn't have anything to say.
Not at all. And I'm always thrilled to have Quentin involved.
When he just turned around and said that, I've got nothing to say. Quentin's face literally just went to thunder. Literally.
Well, here, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask if you had any like manuscripts or anything that I could read.
Oh, yes, actually, I have quite a few history books. What were you looking to read up on?
Well, you were telling me about the dagger.
He says, well,
And
I will give me another persuasion check with advantage.
Oh boy.
He says, "Well, I will say, my dear lady, you are quite lovely, and I would love to have you in here to use my libraries if you wish to read more on all of this.
Oh, thank you. That's such a kind offer.
Maybe without your friend, though." And he gives Quentin a look.
Of course.
But I'm sure you have much to do this evening, so perhaps I should let you be on your way. Unless there was something else we needed to speak of?
Oh, not a just having just knowing that I can come back is wonderful. I'm so excited to check out your books.
Check out your books. He gives you a.
Um,
Go ahead.
I'm sure you have a very extensive collection.
Says, I do. And he would give you a smile and kiss your hand if you allow it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want to
I
win.
would fully like allow my hand to be open to be kissed.
Okay.
I want to insight
Like,
him and see if he's actually buying it and if he's actually meaning this or if he's just playing along.
and I want to
Sure.
give him
Yeah, sure. You can give me insight checks. 17. You think you might be a little bit into Karen. He seemed to like the fact that she was a fellow scholar,
yeah.
but he will bid you good eve unless you want to try to talk to him more.
Can I give him a wink?
Sure, give me another persuasion check. Okay. He will smile and bow politely to you.
All right, and I will grab Quentin by the
Hang
hand
on.
and I will yank him out of there.
Before you do that, that
Uh-oh.
whole exchange with them two, did you know the high elf that was sitting in there reading? Did Quentin notice her react at all in any way to any of it, or was she just too engrossed in the book?
She seemed very engrossed in the book. You don't think she was even paying attention.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, so the two of you head out. I assume back to the dark water.
Yep.
All right, so this might be a good place to call it because we're past 3. So why don't we do MVP votes? I might go take a nap because I still feel a little sick.
Please.
MVP. No one's just flirting with everyone.
Uh,
Power of the
Sithril,
wind.
Sithril, Galen. We'll see what happens with Orcard.
It's oh, for sure. Oh, Trisha's gonna be all up in that. No, but it's not like sexy flirting. It's like, or at least it's the intention isn't to be super flirty. It's to like get people to like her and
No,
put
yeah,
their
it
like
yeah, because no, it makes total sense.
to be likable.
Yeah.
also,
No
quick
one
question:
walked into a room. Go on.
Can,
Philia, yeah. What was your question?
can we stock up? Because I realized I only have like 2 rations left.
Yeah, so you can, while you're in town, you can say you just went to the market and buy things at book price. Were you asking something, Quentin? Or Duranu?
No, I was just gonna say like, no one walks into a room, winks at everyone, and they all immediately love her.
Well, she
Yeah,
has a
that
good.
wink's powerful.
It's also high persuasion too. It's not just winking at them. Like her character is specialized for this type of thing.
Nah, it's just a wink.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna claim it's the wink.
just the wink. Yeah, you just have to. It's the secret. You just wink at everyone. All right, so Philia, you are MVP. Congrats.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you guys.
Sorry you didn't get to be as involved in that last part of the game, Duranu. I assume you were just hanging out in the tavern.
Oh yeah, like Dorano doesn't speak to people. Like, he is very uncomfortable around people. Like, he specifically uses his Drake to keep people away from him. And when he's not using his Drake to keep people away from him, he himself is growling at people to stay away.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe Quentin needs to start doing that shit.
Grr. All right, so we'll end the third of fall at 9:30 p.m. and we'll pick it up next time. Thanks everyone. Have a good week and yeah, good job.
Take it
Yeah.
easy. Hope you feel better.
I hope so too.
Drink more water.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably just drink more.
The name for today's episode: Drink More Water.
Just drink more water.
Brought to you by Karen.
Yeah. Group mom. Drink more water. Group mom / flirty.
So Mindy.
Yeah. I find it hilarious that Karen got delegated mom.
She is mom.
She's
Yeah,
kind
but
of
you do act like it. You do act like it. It's not like
she's kind of mom, yeah.
She spent most of the time flirting with people. How is she a mom figure?
But
every time
she-
Quentin does something, she smacks. She
Well,
tells him off.
She also
Yep.
kind of smacks Quentin into place and cares about the rest of the group and their feelings.
She's
She
a
has
milk.
heart-to-heart conversations with people when we disrespect their friends' bodies.
Yeah, it's like let's talk about this, champ. Gives him like a juice box. How you feeling? How you feeling, buddy?
Karen just has high MILF energy.
She
Yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name was going to be Group Dad if he didn't leave.
Marcellinus.
Marcellinus, yeah, he was kind of Group Dad when he was like taking Ophelia aside and being like, "Hey, what's wrong, champ?"
I thought Moonbiter was going to be the dad.
He's uncle.
No, but-
He's
Yeah,
uncle.
he's
Moonbiter-
like,
yeah.
yeah, I get more uncle vibes from him. Where he's like, "What the
Moonbiter was
fuck are you
crazy
kids
uncle.
doing? What are you kids doing? I'm gonna stab people now."
Moonbite is the one who take all the kids once they turned 18 to the brothel if they'd never lost their virginity.
Oh god.
I don't know about that, but he's definitely got some crazy uncle vibes.
Crazy uncle.
Duran is the other crazy uncle who just lives in the woods.
Yeah, is the prepper.
He's very fucking antisocial.
Yeah, crazy uncle.
Yeah, so a son only a mother could love.
Oh god.